Greetings, greetings, greetings. TGIF and Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to the first show of the year. Welcome back. Hope you guys had a nice little break and holiday. I'm wondering what's going on with everyone. Are you embracing the weather? What you doing? What's happening? What's been going on? Well, if you remember, it wasn't that long ago, I was really struggling last week because the dry air, and I just wasn't prepared. I didn't pull out that humidifier, and I need to replace the one I had anyway. But I need a humidifier. That dry air, well, it was dry heat in the apartment. Add that along with the dry air, it was just a hot mess. I was just really struggling. And I had been dehydrated for a little while. Um, and that had been tough. But I recuperated. Let me see. I would say it's after Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was at least 75% of myself. And then just slowly, Monday was 80%, Tuesday, shoot, probably 95%, Wednesday, 100%. So only thing now I'm dealing with is like if I turn the oven on, which I have the oven on now, um, it gets a little bit warmer, and then it gets a little bit warmer. That kind of irritates me a little bit, but um, I'll be turning it off soon. Just gonna put my food in there real quick, warm it up, and be done with that. But other than that, I'm doing much better. But yeah, I did have it real rough last Friday. But I thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. It wasn't the show that I really wanted on and popping for you people. I really wanted you guys to enjoy, but I hope you enjoyed it the best way you could. Maybe next time would be better. And then the guest that we had on, Pastor Willie, she had another sermon, and she will be back, I think, either the last Friday of this month or sometime in February, because she wanted to go ahead and deliver that sermon. So that way you have something to look forward to, um, because she's a prophet too. She's a prophetess. And she got prophesied over some things, and she thinks she has a idea what's going to be looking for 2022. So let's see what happens. We never know. Let's see what else been happening. Oh, and then it's been a little struggle this past week in Chicago. Um, when it comes down with the school teacher and the board, that has been an issue. And because they are concerned with the pandemic, they are concerned. So they don't want to close because of the money, of course. And then it's just a big thing. They're like, okay, everything is safe. We need the kids in school. Rah, rah, rah. And then you got the teachers saying, wait a minute, I'm here every day. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not coming. So, of course, the school board has to speak for the teachers. So that has been a mess. So I think Monday was their last day in class, and they voted, I think, that Tuesday, and so they haven't been back. And next week, more than likely, they're going to be out as well. They are not going to have in-class learning. And I understand, it's if you're there, you see what's happening. And I do have a friend that's inside of CPS, and she mentioned that there are some teachers that are, dealing with some things. That's a darn shame. You gotta kind of speak in code because they gotta, yeah, they try to dumb it down, but you know what I'm speaking of. So there are some teachers that's going through some things. So it looks like they'll probably be out for next week, and the future is uncertain. but the mayor is not happy. But the mayor need to concern a little bit more toward these carjackings because that has been something that is ridiculous. And I do mean ridiculous. I mean, it has gotten to the point now where the parents that was going to pick up their kids from school, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just a bright sunny Tuesday or whatever day it was, they're being carjacked. And this is in some suburbs. It's just not in the hood. This has happened in some suburbs. And when you think of suburbs in Chicago, think of high income earners, aka taxpayers that are spending a lot of money and they're not comfortable and they're not happy. So that has been a big concern as of late. And I'm thinking they're doing this so they can do these smash and grabs and stuff. But if that's the case, they're gonna have to concentrate a little bit harder. They're gonna have to post people up. Police cars. They just got to post them up. Something a secured. Well, I don't really. Well, yeah, they have some security places. Get some higher security people and cars and on foot. Do what you have to do. And also notate these cars. Keep your eye out on them because if they're using these cars for smash and grabs, then okay, well you know, whatever, Honda Civic, um, Jeep, be on the lookout for it because it's gonna be used. And just, because I know they can program license plates and all that kind of stuff. So just do something. Just do something because it's getting worse now. And parents they're concerned because a lot of not it's men as well, but there's some women that are getting carjacked as well, and a lot of times they have the kids with them or picking them up. So I don't know, it's getting really crazy here. I don't see it just ending right away because it's just really getting started, but I'm a little concerned myself. It's pretty sad. But that's enough of that. I don't want to talk about any other sad news in Chicago because that's all I got is some darn sad news. And we'll be back to our regular scheduled programming for tomorrow for article reactions. And you never know what you're going to get, but more than likely going to get some sad stuff there. So let's save the rest for that day. All right. All right, guys. So without further ado, welcome in the lovely, the classic, and the classy Ruby, everybody. 2022. Here she is.
I was thinking about it, Shar, and for 2022, I feel like I need to revamp my image. So let's call me going forward Ratchet Ruby. I like it.
Oh,
The alliteration, RR, Ratchet Ruby. I feel like it describes me more. Ratchet, ratchetry. That's what 2022, I'm about to be all about the ratchet. Listen, I am tired of being this person alone on this perch watching everyone else get to play in the month. And I gotta be the classy one. Nope, not anymore. 2022,
oh.
year of the Ratchet Ruby. Watch. Y'all will see. Y'all will see. Yeah, I know you don't believe me. You don't think I have it in me. But I got the muck in me, y'all. And y'all about to see it. Hey, how
All
you
right.
doing?
Well, I'm doing much better, much better. That's why I was saying I'm like a big turnaround with that
Okay,
humidifier, I tell you. How are you doing?
girl, my humidifier is running on 11 at all times. I'm telling you, listen, people, because y'all might not realize this, right? So the newest Rona variant has different symptoms than the original. So you have it kind of memorized in your head, probably, right? Upper respiratory tract infection symptoms. So if it's not that, you probably think you're fine. And that's how the whole lot of us got infected.
Mm.
Because symptoms that are typical of this new variant, he did have. He had one of them, which was the body pain. So joint pain in your joints and in your muscles and stuff like that, sore throat, even like the lack of taste and smell and stuff, that's more limited now. I, of course, also have that symptom because why wouldn't I, right? But the point is
Hmm.
that all of these, and you don't even have to have a fever anymore either, not even a fever. So y'all pay attention because I'm telling you, this is a little different. Like I'm just like tired. You know, you're just tired. You don't have the
Hmm.
will to like really live. Like, you don't want to die, but like, do you want to make any form of effort in life? Like the phone's ringing, it's like, eh, mm, someone else
That's
can answer
nice.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You see an alert, you're like, oh look, my friend's birthday today. I'll say happy belated later, right? Like I don't know. Like, I'm just like I just lost motivation for life, and of course though, Mr. Ruby's home too, right? Because when one
Wow.
is infected, we all infected. So that's been nice. I gotta say, my first week has been very nice because unlike all the rest of y'all out there, right? Maybe this will change with Ratchet Ruby. I don't know, but unlike the rest of y'all, I don't enjoy the fact that my spouse works. I don't. I would rather him just stay home with me. Like I like just staying home with him and we get to chill, watch movies, live life together as a duo. I like that. Like I'm very uninterested in him working. So I'm so happy he was forced to stay home all week. So like, we could just like, oh baby, my back hurts, cuddle me. I like that. Instead of you had to just sit at home and suffer by yourself and then he gets home from work and he's too tired to baby because he worked. You see what I'm saying? It's been a lovely like my dream is about to end like 2 more days and officially we'll be past the 14-day marker and he's got to go back to work. But you know, y'all y'all should understand how much I love you. Okay? Because if I didn't love y'all, okay, let's be real. If I didn't love Shar, there's no way I would be here today, wasting one of my precious few nights left on my hubby's forced vacation. You know what I mean? That's how much I love y'all, that I am here to make sure that we give y'all something great. And I know Shar's got something great for us. I can't wait for part two. I have no idea what is up. Our priestesses, pastoresses, I don't know how we can say it, but up her sleeve. But I know it's going to be something. I already know, especially because I saw what happened. But I wasn't talking in the streets. It doesn't mean I wasn't watching from the clouds, and I saw the nonsense going on. So I think it's going to be something this week. I think so. I feel it in my bones. Right? Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, tonight, with the title, you know how I am. You're not quite sure what it is, but um, tonight you'll be able to look at a couple of different directions. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just looking at one particular direction, and that is, just be careful how you answer things because women, especially women over 40, we have a nose and we can smell, when you're being disingenuous.
Ooh,
So just you got to be careful, man. That's all I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna
facts.
say on that. Now, when you look at it, you may be thinking about something else, but we'll get into it. But let's start off with a little Friday dance.
Of course.
Yeah, warm it up a little bit. So let's see what we got here. I think we got Carlton. He's gonna warm it up for you. So,
Okay,
so
let's do it.
here goes.
Look at her. We gon' start this thing over. Blue ball in the middle of the night. Come on, come on. Make you a baby, take a baby. Make you a baby, take a baby. Make you a baby, take a baby. Make you a baby. I'm living my best life. I'm living my best life. Ain't gonna break it off with you. I'm living my best life. Ain't gonna break it off with you. I'm living my best life. Ain't gonna break it off with you.
All right. All
Oh,
right.
yeah, I'm telling you, I think I pulled about 17 muscles. Y'all, the muscle soreness is real. Okay, my shoulder hurts, my back hurts. I was
Oh,
trying, I was getting into it, and then I pulled the knee muscle or something. I don't even know what that was. I'm giving up.
oh my
I'm gonna
goodness.
sit down. I'm
Poke
gonna sit
thing.
my ratchet ass down. That's right.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So let me share the screen here.
All right.
And depends on if you have run into Mr. Let Go or not. You would have your views already. And I have mine, but like I said, I'm going to focus only on one thing.
Oh.
But I'm sure several things may come up, but we'll let it be. I'm all right with that.
Hmm.
But as I said, just being kind of wishy-washy with what you say when you answer questions, it don't look good for you.
Mm, I agree. I do agree. I haven't seen it, but I do agree. Hmm.
All right, let's see what happens here. Here goes.
You was here before.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. So I got a whole bunch of feedback after you was on my show. So you here to get your Instagram followers up?
No,
That's what
I was
the word on the street
look.
says. The word on the street says you just on this platform to get new followers. So that ain't true?
No, it's not true.
Okay.
The main reason why I hit the button that day was to let you know how beautiful you look with your natural hair. Do you remember that? You had your hair,
I remember.
and
I was in Atlanta. I had my natural hair.
Mhm.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, and then you were saying you was in Atlanta. I just wanted to pay homage to you. But I am single, so I was totally okay with being on the show. But I simply just wanted to pay homage to you because that was the actual first time I ever seen you with your natural hair. And I was like, yo, look at Kendra.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate the compliment, but
Yeah.
you can't bullshit a bullshitter. So let me ask you this: you attractive, you
Okay.
in Atlanta, you got a platform. Why are you single? I don't think you have
I
any
spent
problems with women.
No, I spent about, I would say, 2 years, 3 years focusing on business. And now I'm single.
How long you been single for?
About 2, 3 years. Because like I said, I wanted to focus on everything I needed to focus on. But now I'm in a position emotionally where I'm open to actually start dating. But I literally stopped getting into relationships because I needed to focus on what I need to focus on.
Okay. So again, I meet people for the first time they come on the show. So tell me your name again.
Aaron.
Aaron. Okay, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a life coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how are you certified as a life coach? Like, is there a course for that?
Well, there are different courses, and there is not a specific course to take or a specific school to go to. At the end of the day, whether you go here or whether you go there, you can say it's not certification or it is or anything
So what
like
makes
that.
you a certified life coach then?
Well, I never said I was a certified life coach.
Okay,
I said I'm a
so
life
what makes
coach.
you a life coach?
By everything that I've done in the last 3 years.
So okay, so and the
My body of work.
reason I'm coming hard with the questions is because
Mm-hmm.
so people send me videos. I guess you have videos talking about Black women. So what's the situation with the Black women that you have?
Okay. Just like I think two women before the young lady before me, it was like I think two women back, and the situation where she was sleeping with her kid's father, and then you was like, "Yo, why don't you get back with him? We're not on the same page." And then she literally said that, "Well, I'm growing and he's not," and that is the thing that I see in our Black community way too often. So I'm simply somebody that sees a problem and I'm looking to address it and help, because it's not just me just saying y'all need to do this, do that. I actually coach, women. But at the end of the day, it's women just.
Do you coach men too? Do
Mm-hmm.
you talk about men's and their?
Yes.
So is it just women or just men? Is both?
No, I coach men too. I just have a female coaching group, but I actually coach men also.
Okay. All right. So you wanted to come back because I saw a DM from you. You wanted to talk about women with private pages.
Yes,
You
I
know,
just
men have
wanted to.
private pages though too. Like that's
I
not
get
just
it.
a woman thing.
I know, but my
Wait,
question
wait, Shar,
is
can we
to
pause
anybody,
first
male or
before he
female,
goes on?
if you have a
I sure was going to, because I said what I was going to do is get your opinion about that question,
Mm.
because my opinion about it, I went off, so I'd rather ask someone else.
Are we talking about what makes him a certified life coach? That question?
No, a
Oh,
woman, women having their pages private.
oh, private. Okay, okay. First, let me address the life coach because I wanted to just. I think it's so important to highlight this point, right? It's the same thing, okay, as our friendly neighborhood superstar style consultant who said in his paid promo magazine, right?
Style
What makes him,
consultant.
I'm just saying, right? What
Help me,
makes him a
somebody help
style
me.
consultant? You a style consultant if one person out there calls you a style consultant. That was it. That was the excuse me? Those are your credentials. Your credentials are you could convince some poor schmuck to pay you money to give him fashion advice. And this is the same thing. This is what Buddy said. I never said I was certified. I said I'm a life coach. Pardon? Hold on. Hold on. So you, I just want to understand. You think because you say so that you are qualified to tell men and women how to change their lives and live their lives. This is where he started. Like proudly. See, now that tells you he's not certified in nothing. Nothing. Because the thing is, I've heard people say, like, I took these classes, or well, I'm a certified personal trainer and nutritionist and da da da. And I have an undergrad in fashion. You know what I mean? They have some type of backing and education in helping people with their life. Right. So then they just add a little extra, pizzazz to it. Now they'll jazz up your whole life, but they got the psychology degree and they got this and they got that. This dude has none of the above. None. You know how you know? Because he would have said it. Like, you don't say, I have no certification, I have nothing whatsoever, and then just
But
leave it
I
at
have
that if you
this.
got some.
Yeah.
Right. Because you're half of the reason why you're here, clearly, is to sell yourself, right? You want some people to sign up for your services. That's how credible he is. That because he said so, he's a life coach. Okay. So from here, now this is the dating thing, right? People show up because they want they want to find a man, or they want to find a woman. So
Yes.
you are a certified life coach, and you can tell me how to live my life and get what I want to need for my life, and you can't even find a woman on your own.
Well, he said he'd been busy.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't that what a life coach does? Is they take your busy life and then help you find balance and help you, get the things that you're like. Isn't that what a life coach is? How can you teach other people to do something that you literally cannot do on your own? So right off the bat, right there, this guy is a whole fraud, a whole clown, and I'm not listening to a damn word that he has to say. Definitely not of advice. Okay, so now let's get to your question about the private pages thing. Okay. What's the question? Sorry.
Oh, no
Why
worry.
are we so
I'm gonna rewind it back a little bit because I want
okay?
him. I want you to make sure you understand what he is asking. So give me a second
Okay.
there.
Because I was so hyper focused on the credentials thing, I forgot the whole rest of the call. Like I was just like, wait, what?
Yeah, and if you're paying attention, because I think Bondi had just popped on. If you looked at the body language, he looked left and right. He
Right.
looked left again,
Mm-hmm.
right again, and then I think a circle or something. And I just said, let's see what people catch.
Okay.
All right, let me go back some.
sees a problem and I'm looking to address it and help, because it's not just me just saying y'all need to do this, do that. I actually coach, women. But at the end of the day,
Do
it's
you coach
women
men
just
too? Do you coach men too? Do you
mhm,
talk about men's and their so
yes.
is it just women or just men? Is both?
No, I coach men too. I
Oh, you
just
coach
have a female coaching group, but I actually coach men also.
okay. All right.
hmm
So You want to come back because I saw a DM from you. You wanted to talk about women with
Mhm.
private pages.
Yes,
You
I
know,
just
men have
wanted to.
private pages though too. Like that's
I
not
get
just
it.
a woman thing.
I know, but my question is to anybody, male or female, if you have a private page, how do you shoot your shot when you have a private page?
It's
And I
very
just
simple.
want to understand.
You can just push the request and then they can accept you. Some people have private pages for their jobs. I know women.
Okay, I'll just stop it right there. He said he
Wow.
didn't understand it, and then he said he gets it. But
Right. Okay. So what a stupid question. Okay.
dang.
So no, it is because she's right, right? Like, I mean, I barely know anything about social media because I don't really use it. And anyone of y'all who's following me on some form of social media knows I don't really use it, like at all. But the thing is what I do know for sure is on every single one of those apps, people I don't know that I don't have a friend or whatever thing connected to, right? Those people message me anyway, and they can send a message to me, and then I get the message, right? Like, okay, for example, Facebook, because that's when I like remember actively, it lets me see the message and then says to me basically like, do you want to accept communication with this person or not? And if I don't want to, then that's it. Um, so it's a stupid question. You can absolutely, if you want to shoot your shot at someone via these platforms and you're not connected to them yet, you could just send a message. Another thing you could do, obviously, would be to try to add them as a friend or, the follow stuff or whatever, right? It's not like you can't do that.
Uh-oh, is that my end? I don't hear you.
No, I don't hear her either. Ruby, I don't hear you.
Yeah,
Where's our
we don't
Ruby?
hear you. How you doing, Bun?
454
Hey,
of your
Char.
pictures to
Hey,
see
Ruby.
if you are sexy enough that I want to shoot my shot. That I find frustrating. So how dare you make your page
Uh-oh. Ruby? Ratchet Ruby, come
Ruby,
in.
I don't think it likes your name. They don't like the ratchet. We want the classic back.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't hear you. And we don't hear you. Yeah,
no,
we don't hear you.
what? Nothing at all? Hello?
Let's see.
Now we hear
Last
you.
thing we heard was we really didn't.
It kind of went out right at the very beginning when you first start speaking, when you were explaining.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe go out and come back in, and I'm going to follow up um,
Damn.
quickly.
Okay.
What I?
Can you hear me now? Because I turned off my Wi-Fi and I'm using the cell phone internet. Is
Oh,
that
okay.
better?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
we
Yeah,
hear
okay.
you.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say when I had heard the question, I had got angry when I answered it because I look to you,
Hmm.
especially when you give yourself or somebody gave it to you, whatever. You gave your self the title coach. I'm not even going to use the first word in front of it, just the word
Hmm.
coach. So I'm looking for you to figure it out because you are the coach. And the fact that you couldn't think to figure it out, it made me angry.
Mm,
So I said, I'm going to have to ask someone else because as soon as I, heard that, and I'm like, okay, you the coach, you're supposed to figure that out. And
mm-hmm.
why don't you? And the first, next thing came to my mind was, why didn't you ask the person who you, that had their page private? Why didn't you ask them? But I hold my hands up and said, okay, I'll ask someone else that. I'll see what they have to say because I got angry.
Okay. Okay, here, let me nutshell my answer so that way we can ask Vonda. Because I know I was not quite hearable, but okay.
Okay.
In a nutshell, even my technologically challenged self knows how to communicate with people that I'm not already connected to on social media platforms. It's not impossible, nor is it hard. So I don't think that's his question at all. I think what he's saying is, listen, if you make your page private, I have no access to your 2,354 photos. And what I want is to be able to creep on your page, look at all of your photos, and see if on a scale of 1 to 10 I want to sleep with you or not. And then based on whether or not I want to sleep with you, then I want to shoot my shot or not. And I have a problem with the fact that you ladies make your pages private. So that way I have to decide based on like a face shot, and maybe some minimal information that you release, like your age or your little quote or whatever, if I want to talk to you or not. And I don't like the idea of that, because I get to normally shoot my shot first, then I get to be friends with you, and then I find out, oh wait, she ain't got no booty, or oh, she's a weight I didn't expect, or oh, she's tall and I don't like tall girls. You know what I mean? So I think that it has nothing to do with actually being able to shoot your shot. I think it has to do with him wanting to be a creeper in her photos and not having access to do it. So that's my thought.
Now, I was a little bit more nicer, but
Mhm.
the word creep did come in my mind.
Right.
I will agree. I did. The word creep did come up, and I went there with it. I'm like, okay, um, you want to know a little bit more, but you can find it out if you're interested in the general introduction. Then you
Mhm.
move on further with that. And again, that word coach, I
Mhm.
look to you to figure those things out.
Right. Right. Exactly.
All right, Vonda, go ahead.
Hey, ladies, how are
Question.
you?
Hey,
Happy New Year.
darling.
All right,
Happy
all
New Year.
right.
You know
Yeah.
what? I agree with both of you ladies. To me, for him saying that, it sounds creepy. Um, if you don't want to deal with the woman who has a private page, then move on, step on, and go to the one who is, laying it low and spreading it wide. Go for those. If a woman has a private page, she has a private page for a reason. And
Mhm.
quit trying to dictate to women what the hell you would like for them to do with their page, so it makes it easier for you to, cherry pick what you want.
Right.
You can very easily, just like she said, request them. And if she
Mhm.
looks at your stuff and see, oh, okay, well, I don't know if I want to even talk to him. She doesn't want any and everybody just hopping on her page.
Right.
So, know that a woman who has a private page, has a different standard, and respect
Mhm.
that standard, and quit trying to tell her what to do, with her page. I mean, he sounds very
Right.
creepy, because you're right. He's looking like, oh, I want to see all the booty shots. I want to see all the titty shots. I want to see all of that before I even try to holler at her. And you know what?
Mhm.
That's what's wrong with the world now, is everybody is so freaking shallow. Nobody wants
Yes.
to get to know the people. They just want the casing. And if the casing looks nice, they want to get with it. And then when it all falls apart, oh, it's her fault. She was ratchet. She was this. She was that. And it's like, stop it. Just stop it.
Mhm. Right. That's my thing. And then you're going to sit there and, of course, criticize women for thirst trapping, criticize women for being, obsessed with sex and this and that and whatever. And then when you come across women who are not thirst trapping and are not, living their social media lives to get the validation and attention of men, then you want to come out and say, hey, ladies, act more like the thirst trappers. And then you get mad at, like, you can't win. Right. And this is something that, listen, gentlemen, y'all know I absolutely am a supporter of pure red pill ideology. However, okay, a lot of y'all are not about that life. Y'all are on this
Um,
ridiculousness where women can't win. There's,
I'm gonna tell you, you're absolutely correct, Ruby, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if women sat here and listened to everything that men said and just did what they said, they would be effing crazy.
Mhm.
As a woman in our nature, we already have our own crazy. I don't need to sit here and listen to you and you say go left, no, but I want you to go right, stay in the middle. It's like, what the hell? What do you want me to do? What the hell do you want me to do?
Right.
It's like, you know what? I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm gonna do what's right for me. And if dudes fall into what I'm doing, which is what's right for me, then I'm gonna, pick from that. It's like, quit trying to get
Mhm.
women to just be on this one standard, this display for men, so you can judge them, Because men are very, very, very judgy, super judgy, extra judgy, all while having, a dirty closet themselves. It's like, stop it.
Right.
Stop it.
Right.
I'm gonna say this last thing, and then we'll play some more. Um, if you remember her saying that she got a DM from him stating that he wanted to come back to the show and ask about this private page thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I go back to that title, coach. That's supposed to mean something.
Mm-hmm.
What the woman's show is about dating.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a show is about. It isn't
Mm-hmm.
about cooking. It isn't about shoveling snow.
Mm-hmm.
It's about dating.
Right.
Right.
Now, I don't believe he's genuine of coming back on the show to reintroduce himself and mention private page.
Mm-mm.
And that's an issue that like I said, when you can sniff it out,
Yeah.
you can sniff out the BS, but let's just see how far it goes. And it's going to be interesting. I'll try not to stop it that much, but you're going to probably go, I can't take it. So
Oh
let's see what
gosh. Oh
happens.
boy. Okay.
I
All right.
understand. Don't worry about it. We got time.
Whew. All right. Let me mute up so I can behave myself. All right.
All right.
Girl.
Who are professional and they have to
Mm-hmm.
keep a private page because they don't want their coworkers to see their personal lives, but they're very
Mm-hmm.
amazing women. So with private pages, I think that can go both ways. Like, you could be a person who just doesn't want everybody to see your life, but the way it works is you can request them and then they could simply accept your request.
Well, if you can't tell if the person is worth requesting, a person isn't really going to do that. Like, as an example, somebody comes on this show, right? Next thing you know, you get a whole slew of people wanting to holler at you, male or female, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the majority of the people shooting their shot is simply saying like, yo, what's up? Or saying something, and then you go to their page and it's a private page, I don't really see how that can help somebody
Well, why
get
don't
to
you
where
just
they're going.
like going back to your analogy, life is simple.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep it moving. I get stuff all
That's
the
what I
time
do.
that I just
Yeah.
keep moving. It's
Then shut up
to make
Yeah.
it
then.
to the next level, but I'm not sitting up here trying to convince you to do something in order to be in
Mm-hmm.
that level. It's just okay, you're whatever, you kind of keep it going.
No,
And
it
that
was something that I wanted to know because I was just confused because as a life coach, women shoot their shot, but I've never had that many women shoot their shot all at one time. And the majority of the pages were private. So I was just like, I don't understand this. So it was something I just simply didn't understand because
Stop it.
overall, I
Just
would
stop
say for
it.
anybody, if they wanted to shoot their shot at anybody, I don't know, make their page unprivate while they shoot their shot. And then,
like I said,
I don't
I
know.
disagree with that.
No. Like, why would you? That doesn't make any sense. Because again, I am not okay. I'll use me as an example, right? I do not post pictures on Instagram to get male attention and validation. I never have, even before I was married. It's not me. I'm
Mhm.
normally, and likewise, I don't put a whole bunch of friends on my private pages, right? That I don't know, right? I have this so that way I can share pictures with family and friends. Okay. So therefore, honestly, you can go in there and look all you want. You're not going to see, a booty and boobies and whatever, because that's not what I'm about, right? And I'm also not about leaving my page open to free access of just any and anyone who wants to see it, right? Because I am not that person. Again, I'm not thirst trapping, right? I'm not about that life. I'm about the private life. I'm about the homebody life. So if you think about it, right? Guys, y'all are having issues with women. You can't get the women you want, and so on and so forth. Okay, well, Buddy right here is the example of why you guys are not getting the right women, and then you're overgeneralizing the bottom 5% to the whole population. Because you think like this. You think well, if her page isn't open, I ain't going to talk to her. Even though the fact that her page isn't open is probably a better sign as far as what her priorities are, what she's about, and maybe the kinds of issues that will or won't come up in a future relationship, right? She's not gonna the girl who has her page private, she's not gonna be sitting there and you have 100 comments of men every day going, ooh, girl, I want to smash it up in her DMs and whatever. And she's just looking for more and more and more and more and more attention, up in the ante every picture, right? But y'all, you have those issues with women, you go, oh, these women aren't ready to be wife material. Well, that's not true. A whole bunch of women who are ready to be wife material were up in your DM shooting their shot. And what did you do? You said, yeah, no, I'm sorry. You're not even worth me talking to unless I can go through your images and see something that's sexually provocative enough that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
He's
Like, are you
lazy
stupid or
and
something?
shallow. He's lazy and shallow. He wants to
Yep.
be able to cherry pick what he finds aesthetically pleasing in a picture when, pictures are filters and can be doctored, but that's what he wants to do. He wants to find what he finds aesthetically pleasing to whether he's going to even give her the time of day rather than, going back and saying, you know what? Oh, this profile seems, decent. Let me, see what she's all about. Get to know the person, and share some pictures. I'm sure after she got to know you, she would, let you onto her page and, you would see, what was going on over there. Not
Right.
everybody's over there trying to, show ass shots. It's like, give me a break. There's so many of that out there. Go for the chicks that are doing the booty shots if that's really what you're looking for. Not everybody is into that.
And
Right.
not only
But
that, she's doing what a lot of men are doing. They're I'm sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought, but
mhm,
she's just being cautious. Okay, I'll hit him up. Let's see if he
right.
responds.
Hmm.
It's your responsibility. And you're not gonna
Right.
do anything. You're gonna ask the host of a show about women that contacted you with private pages instead of asking the ones with the
The
darn
women.
private pages that contacted you.
He sounds so
But
terrible.
the word
Right.
coach, that word I like, Lord have mercy. Be nice, Shar. Be nice.
But
Woo.
He's like, I don't understand. I don't understand why they do it.
Oh, I
Fool,
get
because
that.
this is
I
a
get
crazy
that.
world. This is
Wait
a
a minute. You
crazy
just said
world.
you didn't understand, and as soon as she mentions a sentence or two, oh, I understand. I get it. And I'm like, okay,
hmm
you're not taken seriously, sir, because you don't really answer questions. You just kind of wishy-washy. And we smell that. And as you mentioned
hmm
in the comments section, Vonda, she came right out the gate because she know what's up.
Hmm.
hmm
But it gets worse. Oh, it gets worse.
Oh
Oh, it gets
boy.
worse.
All right. All right. Okay.
Okay, here we go. It gets worse. Uh-oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go.
I know amazing women who have private
Mm.
pages and the reasons why they keep it private. But for each their own, it's not a rule on this show. But let's go back to you, Aaron. So, Aaron, for those
Okay.
who don't know, you're in Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's your age again?
45.
45. Everyone's like, I'm not going hard. Aaron don't care. Aaron want to be on the show. Aaron want to get his followers up. He don't give a shit what I say to
Oh
him.
my God.
I'm not stupid. I know what this is about. I can sit up here and cuss him out the whole time. It wouldn't matter because his goal is to get more followers because that's what he's really about.
Why do you think that? Why do
Absolutely.
you
That's
think
what
that?
your brand is about. I mean, there's no,
Wait, my brand is about getting followers?
your brand is you are about building your brand. I do not believe you are seriously trying to find a woman to take serious and be a wife with on the show. I believe you're on the show to continuously build your brand. That is your first goal. A woman is not your first goal. You want to become bigger and more popular. That is your primary goal right now. So you get in what you want, regardless of what I say, because you won the show. I'm not stupid though. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. What if you're wrong? Just a
I'm
question.
definitely because listen, if I was wrong, you would have a woman. There's no reason why you're attractive. You a self-proclaimed coach. There's plenty of
Boom.
women that can fall into the category that you could date, but that's not your desire. Your desire is to build your career. That's your. Listen, I'm not even judging you.
I did say that though.
Love, but that's what you want.
Yeah, but I did say that. I agree with you on that.
Okay.
I did say I spent the first 3 years building my career.
The difference though is my show is about finding love. I don't believe you're here to find love. You're here to build your brand. So that's the difference. You're not up here to look for a girl to DM you that you want to take serious. You want to be on the show to build your platform. So let's just be clear.
Let me say this. The first time I wanted...
First time, second time, third time, whatever time.
Yeah.
That's the time.
This time, I just wanted to be honest with you, the first time I wanted to figure out what this whole thing is with private pages, because it was something that
we passed that.
Yeah, it was something that I think that I wanted to know. And then the second thing is I wanted to pay homage to you. Okay. So me coming here this time was simply to just pay homage to you. And yeah, but overall I am single. But if that's what you're
gonna be single for a minute. You're not trying to be nobody's man. You're gonna
Why not though?
It's very easy to see. I can see right through you easily.
But Kendra,
you're not trying to make nobody your girl. You're gonna be single. Being single works in your favor.
Why?
Because it makes more women. A lot of women that probably follow you for life coach options probably might have a crush on you, might like you. So you being single and not a married man makes them have hope that they might one day get to be with you. So being a single man in your fields is a benefit. I don't see you marrying anybody or settling down with a woman, period.
Let me say that. Let me say this. One, I was married before.
Okay.
And I want to be married again. Okay. I want to be one of those folks who are like together on social media, doing different dances or talking about their relationships. Like the dude, I forgot his name. I think Devon or something like that. And I love stuff like that. So that is something I'm looking for. But with what I do, it's actually a little bit harder since I've been actually in the market for a relationship, which has been the last, I would say, year. And I've been dating, because when you heard all these different stories and, you know, trauma, all this and that, and there's certain cues that you may actually see in a woman that the typical person wouldn't see. And I'm sitting here thinking like, I see something in her. There may be some issues there, and I may actually pull away. So because of what I do, it actually makes it harder, because sometimes you know too much. Have you ever heard of that? You know too much, or you've seen too much. I think that's where I'm at.
So so the question I have for you, life coach, why are you attracting women that are damaged and not the women who are complete? Because there's plenty of women that don't have issues that can come to you whole, but from what you're telling me, you're not attracting that type of woman. So you as a life coach got to figure out why you keep attracting damaged women and not women that are already together.
Facts.
It's not necessarily I'm attracting damaged women, and that could be part of it, period. But at the end of the day, it's certain things that you just pay attention to, and I can actually be wrong about it, because it's one thing about coaching somebody and they're actually divulging, you know, what has happened to them or what went on with them or how they feel about certain things like abandonment issues or whatever. But it's different when you're actually dating somebody and they may not even know what may be going on in their mind, or, you know, that their past is actually showing up or whatever. And next thing you know, I'm like, I may see something that they may not see, or I may be wrong about something that I may see. Because sometimes I can actually be wrong.
My thing with that is everyone's going to have issues. You know, anybody's in a relationship, nobody's perfect. So you always want more good than bad. But I say this all the time on the show. The person you desire exists. You know, the woman that fits all the qualities that you want. And like I said, not damaged and could come to you whole and complete and whatever the case may be. She exists. She's walking around this world. The question is, why are you not attracting her? So there's something about you that's not attracting that type of woman.
Okay, I could take that. I could take that.
You better
but
take
one
it.
thing I want just people to know that it's not about followers. I actually had all that, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Had, but
So
okay, had we ain't talking about had. We talking about now. You trying to get back to
Right.
what you had. So
Right.
you can't.
but
Come
Break
on
him
now.
down, Kendra.
okay,
If I had a show with 300 people, you wouldn't have sent me a DM saying you want to come back on the show to talk about private pages.
No.
We talked about that in the DMs. That's not a thing to come on the show. So
Right.
we can continue on, but you're not going to sit up here and act like you're not trying to build your brand.
Right.
You're not going to play that.
Girl, tell him.
It's the
Tell him.
year. We about to be in
Right.
2022. I ain't gonna have these more. And you're not the only one. First of all, okay, I'm gonna be calling everybody out that does that because there's several people
but
that come on
Kendra,
this.
could it just be you?
No, it is me.
What?
You
No.
are here from
No.
the platform, so it's definitely me.
I get what you're saying, but could it be build a relationship with you, not trying to get with you, but simply
A
Build a
business
relationship with
with
her.
That's what he wants, a business relationship. I mean, she's got a large
Exactly.
following. She's a media person. She has, different platforms. He just wants to get in where he fit in.
But he
Whatever.
didn't. He
Right.
kind of went around it by saying, "No, it could it be just you as the person?"
Not
That
to
was
get
one
with you,
point out.
but to leech off of your, what you got going
Right.
on.
Right. Kendra, come on. Can't you see me as a regular guest host?
I
Come
just
on,
want to
Kendra.
pay
I'm trying to
homage to
convince
you. It's
Right.
like, dude, go sit down somewhere. Go sit down.
Like, first of all, we have to address the fact that, and again, I knew this from the beginning, right? But listen, he's not certified in anything. He does not have even an undergrad in psychology. Okay, he has taken no courses or any training whatsoever, for him to be a life coach in any way. Right? He's a life coach because he calls himself one, and because he's been able to fool someone into believing that they should pay him their good hard-earned money to help them.
Huh.
So at the end of the day, though, he's not a life coach. No, I know he's not a life. Listen, okay. So with psychology, right? I analyze everything I do. I'm a very analytical person. Okay. That also means, though, that in my relationships, when I've been with people, I have seen things that maybe other people wouldn't. And I have hyper focused on certain things that maybe other people wouldn't. Right? That I'm not confused about it. I'm not at all confused about it. Why would I be confused? Right? This is my field. This is my area of expertise. I understand it like the back of my hand. So I wouldn't be scared or confused by these things, right? It would be like the equivalent of me noticing, okay, someone has ADHD, right? Okay, so I notice he has ADHD. We're dating, whatever. That's not going to scare me away. Or, I'll notice that, oh, you know what? He's acting like maybe there's some trauma connected to, asking him direct questions or whatever, right? Why would that scare me away? Because, if I'm a professional and I understand these things, right? And so I understand that it just involves a little bit of work and dedication. I also understand what I would need to do as a significant other for this to not be a roadblock or a stumbling block, or to help him through it, right? So in and of itself, his reasoning makes him sound like a fraud. He's a fraud. It doesn't make any sense. You don't know what you're talking about, and you don't have the ability to help people because you can't even help yourself.
He
Like, that's
definitely,
ridiculous.
yeah, he's definitely not able to help himself because I don't have any background in psychology. May have taken a course so many years ago, I don't even remember. But
Hmm.
I do have some problem solving skills, and it
Right.
doesn't take much to figure some things out. And
Hmm.
people can see through him. And he's like, well, maybe it could be this. Maybe you could be wrong.
Right.
Maybe she's right and you just don't want to let go. How about that?
Mm. Oh, because what
Right.
it is when he said he knows too much. No, he doesn't. He knows too much the way everyone in these YouTube streets knows too much. So I'll explain what I mean by that. I mean that one person who also doesn't understand anything, is gonna learn one term. For example, let's say the alpha beta thing, right? They're gonna misunderstand it, misapply it, and then preach it. And now you learn it out of context, and you're learning it wrong, right? So now you know too much. No, you don't. You don't know anything. You're dumb smart, right? Like you don't actually know anything at all, but because you've heard some preaching on YouTube about a bunch of concepts out of context, right? Yeah, you're now you know too much. No, you know nothing. Like you are worse off than you were before you learned these little context things that you can spit out to pretend you know something about something, right? Like you're worse off. Why? Because you don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? All you know, like think about it this way. This dude is your life coach because let me think of someone. Fake and fraud taught him about life and about life coaching and about how women think and how men think. Okay, that's what you're paying him money for. Is all of these YouTube streets and everything they say, what BGS says on his panel and Art says on his panel, this was a bit. All those people, that's all he is. He's a collection of the YouTube streets. The man does not know anything about anything, and he knows he's fraudulent, so he can't sell his techniques, he can't sell his skill, he can't sell results. All he can sell is clout. And so, he thought, oh, this is a great this is
Great
great. I know
opportunity. Yeah.
exactly. That's all it is. It's pathetic. And she's absolutely right. He's going to be single for a very long time because he's disingenuous
Yes.
and he's egotistical
And
and
he's not
he's
looking for
arrogant.
anybody. He's really not looking for anybody. He's trying to build his brand. That's what he's working on. Like you say, he's trying to build these bridges with these, reputable people with, great, reputations. And, Kendra doesn't have a horrid reputation. She has a pretty good reputation. And he wants to attach himself to that. That's the laziness in him. Now,
Yep.
I'm not gonna, plug, anybody, but there's only, one dude that I know of who calls himself, a life coach, and he's in that realm of life coach. And he actually in his life demonstrates what the hell he talks about. He's actually in a marriage, that appears to be solid. We don't know everything.
Okay.
Nobody knows what goes on between a man and a woman except those two. But he has a very great presentation with his wife and his family, and he preaches a certain word, and it's not very popular amongst the collective of men, so a lot of men don't like him because they're like, oh man, nah, I'm not trying to do that. What? Be honest, hell nah. And this dude is not it. This dude is not it. He's single, divorced, and don't have anybody in his life. He wants to, look and see who has the fattest ass before he even goes to talk to you. He doesn't even want to put in the work to go through a private page and actually go through, quote unquote, if you're looking for a woman, and you want to treat it like a job, go through applicants, break it down and go through the ladies and, see which one you have something in common with. But he wants to see what he has in common with her pictures, if it makes his nature rise when he's going through her pictures, her timeline. And you know what? To me, that's sleazy. It's creepy. And I don't know why any woman would pay this man her hard-earned money that she went and put time in to get to tell her some BS when he has not shown anything in his own life as to, an example of, what the truism is.
And I can answer that question. There is one, maybe two, could be even three, because a woman wants attention. He's going to give her attention. He got his group going on. He's going to have it open. He's going to listen. He's going to say their name, and they're going to sleep better at night. And they're going to give him something. They're going to, here's $10. Here's $5. Here's whatever. So yes, there are women out there like that. But as far as with him, he want to hitch himself to a woman, not even a man. He want to hitch himself to a woman that has something established already.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sounds like a pattern to me. Sounds like a pattern.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's the thing that bothers me about him, because I think honestly in real life, I think that he's dating. Right? I think he's failing at it, but I think he's dating because he is a relatively reasonably good looking guy, right? So he doesn't have those issues that maybe some of the other dudes have.
When he opens his mouth, he has that Bernard Riley thing Once they
Yeah,
open their mouth, you figure it out like, oh, hell no.
but think about
Sorry.
this, Jar. So you're at the club, you've already had 10 drinks or whatever, right? And you can't really hear each other talk anyway. So really all you're going by is looks. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. So he's getting the women in, right? But then his horrible attitude, arrogance, hypocrisy, all those things that I'm sure show up in every other aspect of his life, right? Those things repel them away. And I'm sure also, I can't even imagine when he says about his marriage, but I'm going to guess it makes him look terrible. So, yeah, that's why I think like Kendra's dead on. She read him 100%.
She
Didn't miss
sure
a
did.
thing.
She read him at the gate before he even paid his admittance fee. She was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. What are you doing here? You
Mm-hmm.
know, what are you doing here?" He's just very
Mm-hmm.
disingenuous, and I'm sorry, he is not that cute. And you know, a cute, good looking, some tight abs does not make every woman forget her sensibilities,
Mm-mm.
because that
True.
cute face and those tight abs can have you ending up with a yeast infection, you know, a week from,
Mm.
you know, tonight. So it's like,
Mm.
no, thank you, dude. You know, to me, he doesn't seem solid. And
Right.
No,
the
not
most
at all.
unattractive thing to me about a man is when he's wishy-washy and not solid
Yeah.
about his
Exactly.
stance. And this dude is wishy-washy. He take your pinky and you can push him over.
You
Yeah.
can smell it. You can smell it. I want to
Yeah.
play some more. Try not to, clutch your pearls too hard, but you're going to clutch them. It's a warning now. So here
Oh boy.
goes.
All right.
Relationship with
Last
men
time
to
you was in
build,
Atlanta.
yeah, you build a
Remember
relationship
this.
to build your brand. Absolutely. A lot of people want to
What I'm
build a relationship to build their
but what I'm
brand.
saying is last time you was in Atlanta.
Yeah,
I
but
just want you to
I don't
think,
know you
yeah.
in life. Why would I just get up and not never? I don't know you at all. I'm gonna get up and go meet you
That's not the
somewhere.
point.
Girl,
What
tell him
happens
I
is
don't know
you
you.
get to know somebody in one way, and then you run into them, or you get to know them another way, and
This ain't
next
a
thing
get
you
to
know,
know
a
show.
relationship builds up.
My show ain't get to know. It's a, you looking for love. It's a dating show. It's not a get to
Yeah, I
know
get what you're
show.
saying.
It's not a meet Kendra, let's be friends show. It's the show you come on when you're looking for
Right.
love.
Tell
So
him,
no,
Kendra.
that
Okay.
doesn't make sense.
But yeah, I did say I wanted to pay homage to you when you had your natural hair. You was looking great. You know
Okay,
what I'm
thank you.
saying? So yeah.
But listen, let me tell you something. You got something that women like. So well wishes to you, best wishes to you. If there is a woman that is interested, what are the things you do desire in a woman?
I want a woman who wears her natural hair 90% of the time. I want a woman that is about femininity and not being strong and independent, because in my opinion there is a drastic difference in how you operate, because if a woman is at her job all the time and they feel like they have to be masculine and strong and independent or whatever, it's a good possibility that you're not really going to be able to or want to turn it off when you come home,
How do
because
you
I
know?
think you are here just like you are there. So, a woman that is fit, a woman that works out all the time, a woman that takes care of her body, a woman who eats right, and a woman that has been married before. And a single mom, that's okay. I'm not saying she has to be this and that, but I am going to be vigilant on wondering why you're not with your kid's dad. You turn around and say, oh, he's a loser because he didn't have no job. That's going to tell me that, okay, you make poor choices. So yeah, so single mom is cool, but I want to know your
Well,
choice,
listen,
your decision
let me
making.
pause you there for a second, okay? Because I know you've been
Mm-hmm.
married and you got divorced, right?
Yeah.
So I think you said this last time. You look at women differently who have kids that had what that was once a wife opposed to never married,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Now I'm understanding of that, but sometimes, okay, you got married, I got divorced, whatever reason, didn't work out. What if a woman didn't get married? Did you guys have your kids after you were married?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you had your kids after you're married. Okay. So what if a woman didn't marry her child's father because she knew eventually she would get a divorce?
Oh, no. We had kids before we got married. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you had kids before you got married. So you and your child's mother decided to
Did
still
I
get
not say
married,
he's a
but still end
hypocrite?
up getting a
Okay.
divorce. Why do you feel like you're better than the woman who never got divorced? So she should marry
I'm
a man
not.
that, hold on, but you're judging her because you're saying you want a woman that was once an ex-wife. I think
My
you
job
said it
is
to
to
the,
judge.
you said
As individuals, I want somebody that makes the best decisions,
but how is that a
period.
best
Just like,
decision to marry a person that you eventually gonna divorce? So a person should get married just
wait, what?
you got divorced. You're not married to your child's mother, and you told me y'all had
But,
kids before. Hold on, pause. You got married
okay.
before y'all had kids before you got married, correct?
Mhm.
Okay, so let's say there's a woman in that dynamic that she had a baby by a guy, but let's say why would she marry him knowing that it's not gonna last? Like it makes more sense to marry a man that you
But
eventually
why
gonna
have a
divorce. I think you did it wrong. Y'all got married just to say y'all was
Thank
married. It's
you.
not like
but why have a baby with somebody
Exactly.
you
that you don't want to
ask
marry?
yourself that question. You
Why
did that.
did
Ask
you?
yourself that question. Why'd you have a
Well, I
baby
had a
before marriage?
baby with you know what? Let me say this because this actually because I don't want anybody to think it's a double standard.
It is
But
a
It
double
is.
standard. You had a baby
well,
It
before you
listen,
was
is.
married. So ask
I
yourself
get
that.
it.
Don't ask no, pause. You
No,
said
men and
hold
women
on,
double standard, not my double standard. Okay, go
pause.
ahead.
You
Okay.
said to
No,
the
it is your
woman,
double standard.
why would you have a baby before being married to somebody? You did that.
hmm
So you answered the question.
hmm
That's exactly what you did. You had a baby
The
without being
answer
married first.
the answer to that question is I control marriage as a man. That's why I'm saying I don't want y'all to think I'm trying to be like
Because a woman
hypocritical.
has to say yes. How you don't control it. A woman has to agree
Who?
to marry you.
Kendra, if we don't have kids together, unless I'm straight a trashy dude, if
Well,
I
if you
ask you to
control
marry
marriage, why
me,
you listen? If you control marriage, why don't you got a wife? If you control
I
marriage,
just
that's what
told
you
you
want.
why.
That
I,
woman, because
I
she don't
just
want you then. Because basically, the woman you want don't want you then, right?
huh? Okay,
Basically,
I'm
the woman
confused.
that
Huh?
you
What?
desire doesn't
Well,
want you because you control marriage. So you can get
I-
married, but you haven't found the one that you want to marry. So the woman you desire don't want you, basically.
You do know it takes a lot to actually find a wife,
No, it
right?
doesn't. It don't take that hard. It's not that hard. It
It,
really isn't that hard.
now, if you meet
Religion
that
is
right
hard, but it is what
person,
it is.
yeah, but if you meet that right person,
You
that
trying to meet a
from
person
here
that
to there,
you got a standard of a woman. Well, no, that woman that you desire, the woman you
but
actually want,
Kendra, just remember the man controls
you don't know. Listen,
marriage.
Right.
if
So
you
So then it's
if
control
not
I
her
marriage,
get a
fault.
woman pregnant,
right? But listen, this
And
what
then
makes
you
me
don't
laugh
marry
when
her
I
for
can
single.
some
marry
bullshit.
her.
But listen,
Wait,
Okay.
wait,
this
what?
makes me laugh when single and I'm gonna give you attractive men come on the show. If y'all control it, why you single on my show looking for love? If you control it, you should have a wife. So therefore, somebody don't want to marry you because the woman that you want don't want you. Because woman that wants to marry you, you don't want to marry her. So I'll give you that. There's women that probably will marry you, but you don't want to marry her.
Mhm.
But clearly, the woman you want to marry don't want to marry you, and that's why you don't
Yep.
got a wife.
But
So
what
how
if I
you
haven't
you
met the
control
woman that I
something?
want to marry? I
Huh?
want you because
You
I
did,
think
and then you married her. And it
you're
didn't work.
circling this.
after
I
you
have
made
not
her
met
a
I'm
baby
not
mama.
circling
I
it.
have
You're
not met the
circling it.
woman that I want to marry.
Are we paused?
Yeah, I paused.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, okay, good. Because
Yeah, yeah.
He's
boy, did a
full of
lot of
he's
stuff
full of
happen.
shit. He's extremely full of it because what he said did not make any sense. He's like,
Nope.
why would I marry a woman who had kids with a man who wouldn't marry her? But your woman had her kids first, and she had no guarantee that you were going to marry her. There was
Right.
no guarantee. And you keep hollering, I control marriage. I control marriage. So you don't think the woman who has the single mom with the kids who the man didn't marry, he didn't control marriage
Right. That's
and
that's
didn't
that's
marry
the
her?
hypocrisy. I don't
It's like,
understand that.
dude,
Like, if men control men, okay, especially in this case where he got a woman pregnant first, had their kids first, then married her, and then divorced her. Okay, so if men control marriage, right, then how are you blaming the woman for not having gotten married after they had kids? Basically, how are you going to blame the woman
Cause
for not
see,
following in your
no,
footsteps?
cause see, I'm a coach, and I check to see if
he
you
trying to
make
blame
good
her for not
decisions.
marrying the man first when he did that to another woman and she had no
Right.
guarantee that this man was going to marry
Well,
her.
see, if you with the guy, and you end up you keep messing with him, and you get pregnant, then you make bad decisions.
How
I'm
does a
a
woman get
judge. I'm
pregnant?
a
How does a
coach.
woman get pregnant? It's like, give me a break. Stop it.
But see, this is the thing, and I understand Kendra's point. So, what was the bad decision here? He had kids out of wedlock first. Then he got married to a woman that obviously he should not have married because they very shortly thereafter divorced. Okay, so who's making better decisions? The person who gets pregnant within a relationship, because it happens all the time. It happened to him and his girl, obviously. And then says, listen, we'll never make a marriage work, you and I, but we can be great co-parents. Let's not get married. Let's just be good co-parents. How is that bad decision making? Seems to me like it's a better decision for her to not have married a guy that she knows, yeah, she probably should never have gotten pregnant for, but it is what it is. It's the situation you're in now. Do you make it worse or better? To me, I'm going to judge the person who makes the best decision after the mistake, right?
Well,
Exactly.
you
My
know, you
thing
can
is
pay $29.99 and find out.
that's a
Mm,
no.
mm,
I work too hard
mm,
for my money. My thing is the problem that I have with him is that he's looking for perfect women who are slutty, but they're perfect. And it's like, stop it. If she has children and she's not married, then she obviously made some bad decisions. She made the bad decisions. So there's not anybody walking around on earth on two legs or in a wheelchair that hasn't made a mistake. You
right.
know, the thing is to look at the collective of what's gone on in their life when you get to know them, not when you skim through their pictures on Instagram, you idiot.
Right. Like how exactly everything he's saying is irrelevant to that original point of
He's a
the
bad
private
coach.
page.
Everything he's saying is pointing to a bad coach. Ladies, don't get this man your money because
Nope.
you're not going to get no refund and there's not going to be any guarantee with it.
Mm-mm. Nope. It's going to be like you got married to a bad person because at the end of the day, you're going to have paid an alimony check worth of money to this guy to come out just as single and lonely as you started. So no, don't do it. Men, same thing. Same thing. You'll do better trying to teach yourself. Real talk. This is no. This is a no. Mm-mm.
So it's a no
Wow.
from you.
Right.
Okay.
It's just a no for me. Mm-mm. No.
All right. Let me play the end here. Okay.
Child.
I have not met a woman that I'm like, yo, I want to marry. And
Yeah,
I'm
because
like,
the
I want to
woman that
marry
you,
you. And
the
she
woman
said
that you,
no, or I gave her a
what
ring and
you're
she said no.
missing is the woman that you would want to marry don't want to marry you. That's the point you miss.
How? I haven't, you saying I haven't married yet? It's
No,
because
the woman that you want to marry does not want to marry you. That's the point.
how?
Because you would be
How?
married to her. That
I
woman,
have not met her yet
you haven't met a girl that has her natural hair, that's feminine, that
that I want to marry,
so okay, so I guess okay, so
that I want to marry.
yeah, so okay, so either way, it's your life. I don't really give a damn to be honest. So I guess you're gonna be cool. I guess you cool when not having a wife then. Yeah, you cool when not having a wife.
No, no. I've been like wanting to get remarried for a while, but I had to, because I had a normal job doing different things like that. And once I actually started becoming an entrepreneur, I actually had to do some learning and things like that. So
Anyone
I
that
had to
goes
build the
to
business.
life coaching is wasting their money.
Why you say that?
You are not a good life coach.
Why you say that?
I don't feel like you have your own life together.
Right.
Why do you say that?
Because all the things that you want, you don't have.
You fumbling
I'm
like a
What
mother.
do I?
talk. You're telling me you want certain things that you don't have yourself. So how are you coaching somebody else's life? Shouldn't you be coaching your own life?
I'm still confused on why you are saying this.
I just told you.
It is important for somebody to stay away.
I literally just told you because you don't have the things that you want in your own life. So how are you coaching somebody else's
It's
life?
important for somebody to focus on certain things and then focus on other things. If you're trying to build a business, whether you're a man or woman, it wouldn't be fair to the other person if you just get into a relationship where you're trying to build all this other stuff, because that other person is going to be neglected in a way. And they should be neglected if you're trying to build this business. Or the business needs to be neglected because you're trying to build this marriage.
So what's more to you
No.
finding a girl or building your business?
I built the
No.
business already, so now it's finding a wife. Yeah,
No.
Okay.
a wife, not just a girl.
Okay.
I have
Yeah,
not
right.
met the woman I want to marry yet.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Well,
Okay. All right. Well, listen. If you fit the description, your page you gotta have your natural hair. You gotta have a public
Yes,
page.
and a public page.
A public page.
Oh, dude,
Then
go
you have your
somewhere.
ladies only. Ladies only. What's your age range? Do you have an age range?
I would say between 30, yeah, 30 and 45.
Does she have to be in Atlanta?
Yeah. It could work if it's not in Atlanta, but I prefer in Atlanta, but
Okay.
it could work.
Okay. All right. And if she has kids, she had to want to be married, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But depending on who she is, we can deal with that also.
Okay, depending on who she is. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I wish you all the best in 2020.
that is
Okay.
over it.
All right, Kendra.
Bye, sweetheart.
She just wanted to end this call. She was
Yeah.
like, get up off my line. Get up off my
Well
line.
over it.
Everything I said is how I felt. So I already told him. I was like, you come on the show, but people told me some things. So as long as you cool with me bringing up everything everybody told me about you, you come on. So it wasn't like, but he don't give a damn about what I was saying. Because like I said in the beginning, the goal, I don't care what he said. His goal is to get his followers up. It was a gift. So he got what he desired. And that's just what it was. Child.
Yep. Yep. That's of course what it is. And I mean, listen to everything he's saying. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't understand why we do this. We brought this up on the show before. Why are y'all taking dating, marriage, life, business advice from people who don't have what it is that you want? It doesn't make any sense. Just like he's saying, you have to do this before you do this and blah, blah. He's telling you the order in which you should live your life. Here's the problem. You can't do that unless you already have everything it is you want in life, right? You can't say that the best tactic is to work on your business until you're 45. And then once you have it off the ground and it's going well, then you can't say that that's the best tactic because you don't have what you want. You don't have it. Your life isn't together. So you can't teach people to do that. You can't teach people. That's why you can't be a life coach. Like he could, I don't know if his business is actually decent. Like I have no idea what his business is. I hope it's not the life coaching thing, but
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. Okay. Well, let's pretend that the life coaching thing wasn't a complete joke, right? If he had a functional business, right? And the business was really good, then he could teach people about business, about how to run a business, about how to start a business. Like, for example, there's a chick that I watch, and she kind of has like her little Patreon type of thing, whatever, is you can sign up for her to help you build a YouTube channel. Why? Because she's built a YouTube channel. She's doing very well with it. I mean, she literally was on Fox Soul like a couple weeks ago, which is a big deal. That's a lot of eyes on you, right? So
Right.
she's doing well. She's building well. She's on life coaching, right? But okay, she's done this one thing effectively and she can teach you how to do what she did, right? And she was able to quit her job and just do YouTube as a job and it's paying her, right? And she's able to live well. So she could teach you how to do that. That makes sense. If you don't have a successful YouTube channel, though, you only have 250 subscribers and, you make no money and blah, blah, blah. You don't have enough of anything. You can't teach people how to run a successful YouTube channel. You can't. You know why? Because you don't run a successful YouTube channel. That's what he's doing. He's saying, I'm going to teach you how to run a successful life, but he hasn't built a successful life for him to, right? Like all he's done is fail in a marriage, right? Then he has failed in his other life and business pursuits, right? And now he has started a YouTube business, life coaching, and he has no success. So what he has to do is try to latch on to the success of a woman while simultaneously saying that he's looking for a wife who is submissive and feminine and
not independent.
not independent. not good
with her
at
natural hair
business.
for 90% of the time.
Right. So basically, like the anti-Kendra, even though apparently the kind of woman he needs in his life right now is a Kendra. Right? That's what he needs. He literally needs a Kendra. And that's why he's trying to leech off of her. So if he had his own Kendra, it would help him build. But obviously he doesn't have his own Kendra. Do you see what I'm saying? Like he
Yeah.
doesn't even realize what he's failing at in what he's saying. He is literally the antithesis of a coach. Leave that man alone, y'all. I don't care how desperate you are.
Put
Trust
your
me,
money in the
you could do
bank.
better by yourself.
Don't give that man your money. I
Nope.
don't think that's a good idea to give this, man your money. It's not even no haterism. It's like, he is not an expert at what he's trying to coach you at.
No,
You
at
can
all.
go to your grandma and ask her, and she gonna
Yes.
give you better advice than this fool.
Right. I'm saying, come on now.
Now, that show was from the end of December.
Hmm.
This show
Oh
is
boy.
October 24th. So you heard what he said in that December show. Oh, well,
Hmm.
see, I wasn't ready and blah, blah, and all of that and woo woo. Let's see. Let's rewind the clock back a little bit and see what he says here.
Oh boy.
Shall
Okay.
we?
Mm. Mm.
What's your name, baby?
My name is Aaron. How are you?
I'm good. Aaron, are you single?
Yes, I am single.
Okay, Aaron, where you calling us from?
I'm calling from Atlanta.
ATL, I'm in your city. ATL, how old are you?
Yeah, you're in the city. What'd you say?
How old are you?
45.
45. Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I got 2 kids, but they're grown.
Okay. How old are they?
They are 24 and 27. I don't even, my kids so old, I don't remember how old they are.
24,
But yeah, they're
27.
grown.
Okay. Same woman?
Same woman. Yeah, I was married.
You were married. You was married. Why did you get divorced?
Young, we was like 22, something like that. Just didn't work out.
Okay.
But yeah.
The ladies like
We got married when he was like teenagers.
The ladies
Oh,
like
okay. Well, what's up, ladies?
So this is Aaron. When's your birthday?
My birthday is March 7th.
March 7th is what? Aries?
Pisces. That's a Pisces.
You know, Pisces.
Pisces. I'm sorry, I get Pisces and Aries mixed up. I apologize.
Girl, they
Aaron,
are
what
two
do you do for a
different.
living?
Don't get them mixed up.
I'm a life coach.
I have a lot
I'm
to say
Mr.
about
Let Go
Pisces.
on Instagram, and I help people let go of childhood trauma. So I do one-on-ones, things like that.
That's how you pay your bills?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's a life coach. So
Sell courses. Yep.
MrLetGo. So this is Aaron in Atlanta, 45, 2 kids. Well, 2 grown children, 24 and 27. He's a Pisces and he's a life coach. Aaron, what kind of woman are you looking for?
I'm looking for a woman that has gotten a certain amount of understanding of who she actually is, instead of just somebody who's just going out looking to get attached to somebody in a relationship just to be in a relationship. You know, somebody who's taken the time to like heal herself or deal with whatever happened in the past, whether it's an ex-boyfriend or something in the past or whatever. Especially with what I do, I'm not gonna say it's hard, but at the end of the day, sometimes when you know a lot as far as what women have went through, you're like, all right, I want this. But the thing about it is you want to make sure you don't exclude everybody, because now you're not really going to be able to find nobody if you're too like not confused, but confused on who is the right person for you versus who is not. So overall, I just want to make sure the woman has gotten her mind straight, her emotional wellness straight before she actually starts dating.
Okay, what's some deal breakers for you?
Wigs. Women wearing wigs all the time. I don't have a problem with a woman wearing a wig, but when a woman has to wear a wig all the time, that's a deal breaker. A woman that is like argumentative, that is a deal breaker. But overall, I want a woman who wears a natural hair, a woman who is just natural, period. And like I said, part of the emotional side is when she goes through something, she's not all over the place because she's actually healed herself. So when something goes on in her life, she doesn't ball up in a corner or she isn't argumentative. She's actually the same person, even when she's going through something.
Okay.
Because that's kind of like who I am. Somebody who's kind of like even keeled. Does that make sense?
Okay. So is wigs and all that your only deal breakers? Anything else?
Yeah.
Well, that was very odd. I'm going to use the word odd. That was extremely odd. If a woman go through something, he doesn't want her to be all over the place and some others crap he said.
Mm-hmm.
So we need some perfection here.
That's what he
And
keeps looking for, perfection.
right. And then
Mhm.
as women, you go through something. So let's say that your car was stolen. You're going to be upset. Oh, no. And I got to go through all this. You're going to react a certain way, especially if it's
Mm-hmm.
your first time.
Right.
Or if you were injured, you're going to go through
Mm-hmm.
something. You may be like a little baby. This hurts or whatever. Something happened to your child. You may stop eating and just get in a just go blank for a while. So you're going to have different experiences.
Right.
But you're not able. He wants you to be more like him. I don't, really go through those type of things. Like, what the hell
Mhm.
is this?
Right. I'll tell you what it is. What he's saying, Shar, is I want a woman who lives very comfortably and peacefully in her masculine. No, I'm serious. Here's the thing, okay? The thing that gets us to be okay when a situation, something really bad happens, and instead of us being emotional and crying about it, we get very grounded, and it's like we hyper focus on solving the problem. Now we stay very calm. That's actually us using our masculine energy, okay?
Hmm.
Because men and women both have masculine and feminine energy.
Yeah.
That thing that makes us calm under pressure and in an emergency, what that's called masculine energy. So far, in personality wise, right? So he's really prioritizing women with masculine energy so far, right? He
Okay.
doesn't say that he is, right? He said he wants a feminine woman, but then everything he's describing is not the feminine. So, because he needs a masculine woman in essence, right? Because he needs a leader for his business, because he's not one at all. Yeah.
Not at all.
Mm-mm.
He has
No.
no direction at all. It's really, sad because women, we want direction from a man,
Mm-hmm.
and you all just be messed up. He
Right.
Girl.
gonna look at you. You gonna look at him. Y'all gonna be just looking at each other.
Right. Just like women in general, okay? Like let's say you are a woman, um, and you are the type of woman who, when bad things happen, you get very upset. Right? Like, okay, for example, I'm the type of person who gets very disappointed when things go wrong. Like, and I don't react well to feeling disappointment. Like I really don't. Like I am the kind of person who will give up on all of life because one thing went wrong. Right? Like I get very upset. Here's the thing, the whole point of having a significant other is that they're strong where you're weak, right? And where they are a grounding force for you or a calming force for you. They are able to bring you the peace, tranquility, whatever it is that you need in that moment. So if I'm now spazzing out, right, and I've learned to not, break everything around me throwing a tantrum, I've learned to just throw the tantrum in my head, right? While I sit very quietly and still so I don't accidentally break things because I'm so upset, right? But what does Mr. Ruby do? Well, he approaches me and he grounds me, right? We can't change the disappointing thing that happened, right? But he can help me calm down and
Hmm.
help me see either another way or maybe just help me calm down to the point where I can see another way or help me feel better about myself because sometimes it's about me beating myself up. I'm upset, I let everyone down and I kind of make a
Mhm.
mountain, a molehill into a mountain or whatever. So help me make it back into a molehill. But the point is he is a grounding force. So as a result, then I am more calm and rational and peaceable about things going wrong because of him, right?
Mhm.
So as a man, right, if you want a typical traditional relationship with a typical traditional woman, right, who's deeply in her feminine, then you want a woman who is might get very emotional about things, might even spaz. But you're supposed to be the masculine grounding force that calms her. And you don't want to have to do that because you know you have no masculinity, you know you have no leadership skills, right? You know you don't have it. You're not self-actualized at all. You can't give it to yourself, let alone to give it to someone else. So in essence, then she can't submit to you because there's nothing to submit to. So what you really need is for her to just be able to do it all herself, but then
Yeah.
be in your life to what? To benefit him. That's
Yep.
what he sees everything as, is an opportunity to benefit him. It's not about a relationship at all. And that's why his wife ran.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I would venture to say she's the one who filed for divorce. But
Mhm.
my
Yeah.
thing is with this dude, he the ambiguous statements that he makes. He wants a woman who's not strong and independent. So that would signify maybe he wants a woman who's traditional. Um, all the women who are the stay-at-home moms, please raise your hand. I mean, it's not too many of those. I'm not saying they don't
Mhm.
exist, but you're saying, oh, she could be single mom as long as she was married. So if she's a single mom and she, used to be married, um, so she has to be strong and independent to take care of those kids. Strong and independent doesn't, equal bitch. The
Right.
way you
Mhm.
make it sounds like, oh, if you're strong and independent, you're a bitch. If you're the typical woman who goes out and works, or if she's a single woman, where can she be a damsel in distress in her house? The toaster breaks. Oh my
Mm.
God, the toaster's broken. There's nobody there, ma'am. You got to fix that toaster yourself. So it's
Right.
like, oh, you're not making no sense. It's like, how
Yeah.
about, DM the women, who have the private pages and get to know the woman instead of putting forth these ways of how she has to be, which is basically impossible. It's almost
Mhm.
impossible. I don't want you to be strong and independent, but I don't want to take care of you. It's like, what?
Mhm.
Right.
Like,
Yep.
what the hell are you talking about?
Right.
And
It's like
then
I don't want her to be
everybody,
strong and independent, but she must be strong and independent. Wait,
but she
what?
must be self-sufficient.
Yeah, and she has to be able
Mm,
to calm herself and face adversity bear and just take it all in stride. What
but
do you
not
think
have made any
that
mistakes.
is?
She could not have had her first child by a Tyrone, because that shows that she made a bad mistake. Well, maybe she was 21 when she had that kid.
Maybe she was younger than your stupid ass who was a teenager when
So
you got a woman pregnant twice that you're
exactly,
not with now.
and then you used your power to marry her because
Right.
you controlled it. You used your control to marry her, but she had no guarantee that you were going to marry her. There was
Yeah.
Hmm.
Who
nothing
knows?
guaranteed that said that you were going to marry her. Do you know how
Hmm.
many women have their childhood sweethearts and
Yep.
15 years later they're still together and they got 3 kids and they're not married? But if
Mhm.
she
Hmm.
decides to walk away from him because it's like, you know what, you just ain't going to marry me. Oh, she made a mistake because she had them 3 kids and she didn't wait to get married.
Right.
But neither
That's
did
something.
you.
Right.
And
Exactly.
then with this thing, that he keeps saying, "Oh, I want a woman who wears her natural hair." Okay, so are you saying, so what type of woman are you looking for? Are you looking for a black woman? So you want a black woman who wears her natural hair, and let's say she has 4C hair, and she
Hmm.
chooses not to use any chemicals on her hair, so her hair is natural. And you know what? She's not going to walk around with a pressing curl. She's just going to rock her fro. So you're
Mhm.
Yep.
okay with a woman who wants to just rock her fro and, if she puts some box braids in, you're done, you know?
Hmm.
So it's
You
like,
Thank
never could
dude,
you.
tell.
who's looking for women with afros? These men are not looking for women who are walking around with afros or pressing curls. They're like, oh, can you do something with that? Or it's like, why does everything have to be so judgy with the woman about her hair?
You know what,
Everything
Fonda? I
else is
wanted to. I totally agree with you, and I just want to add this story of my personal experience on YouTube. Now, I'm going to be honest in the fact that you know what? I did actually get some compliments on my looks and, my hair from men when I, went natural and was putting, like the little mini fro pictures or whatever. I did get a few. I got more than I get here. Okay. So I'm gonna admit that, but I'm gonna say this. When I first came to these streets, right, my pictures all had fake hair, all of them, right? Some of them were weave and some of them were like, braids and, the fake drives and stuff like that, right? And I'm telling you that the amount of compliments and guys hitting on me and whatnot, okay, the difference between when I have weave in my hair, right, versus when I'm even having a natural style, huge difference. Like, let's say it's 100 to uh, 20, okay? And then the difference between the natural but still fake style, right,
Mhm.
to my actual just natural hair, like a fro, let's say, right? That is the 20 to 1. Like, it's such a
Mhm.
huge difference. So listen, men keep saying this, and theoretically, I agree with you guys. Theoretically, I agree that in theory, you want a woman.
Where'd you go, Ruby? Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Ruby. Okay, she's gonna probably come back in.
Yeah.
I'm just, so sick of that. It's like, okay, so I mean, for the men, the thing is with the men, when it comes to their hair, once their hairline starts receding, what do? Oh, I'm just gonna shave it all off. Okay, so they shave it all off. A
Mhm.
woman is like, like I said, unless they're texturist, and they want a woman who's a 3C, 3B, have that curly wave to her hair. Not all Black women have that. There is a 4C, which is, super kinky. Okay. And she's not going to get up every damn day and be trying to comb through that kinky, 4C hair. It's like, you know what? Today seems like a, curly wig day. I'm going to make it easier on myself, or today I might do some Bantu knots. You okay with a Bantu knot, on your woman, you know? But those are the natural styles, for those types of hair, that type
Mhm.
of hair. But, it
Yeah.
takes time to do natural hair. Natural hair, you don't just wake up and go with it. If you wake up and go, you really ain't going to be dating her. You're going to be like, oh my God, do something with your hair. So it's like, stop it. My thing is that if a woman is being tasteful and what she's wearing is, it compliments her and you're like, oh, I actually think that looks nice. Some men have a problem with, blue hair, blonde hair, pink hair. Okay, then don't date those women if they have that. But if she's doing something, to get herself through the day and, it's easier for her and she's like, okay, I'm going to, do this. I mean, and she looks nice and it's what you call not extravagant because some men are like, oh, wait a minute, that's just too flashy or, you're doing way too much. That's not
Mhm.
a chick for you, you know.
Yeah.
But
I
to just
always listen
outlaw
to it.
the wig and say, oh, I just don't think she should ever wear a wig. It's like, you don't know what she's wearing this wig for. Or,
And sometimes you don't know in general that it is one, but I'm
exactly.
pretty sure if he says, "Hey, what's your name, Lisa? How you doing? Can I have your number?" Start talking to Lisa, and week 2 and find out, oh, that's a wig. He is gonna continue to talk to Lisa. So it's
Right.
just a whole lot of talk, and that's all it is.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
go ahead and play some more of this. I'm sure Ruby will come in as soon as possible. Let's go ahead and listen to this BNS.
I'm
mm.
pretty open. It's not really anything crazy or whatever,
So
but
Aaron, real
of
quick,
course,
what was your
uh-huh.
last relationship?
My last relationship was actually like 2 years ago because I wanted to focus on my business. So I think anybody that I give my attention to deserves most of my attention or all of my attention. So building my business was my big thing. So that was kind of like my baby. So once my business is going great now, so it's time for me to actually, start dating. And I've been dating, but overall, you know,
Do you want to get
I'm ready
married again,
now.
Aaron?
100%.
Okay. There's so many, I feel like, beautiful women in Atlanta, have wonderful
Hmm.
jobs, successful. I would feel like it's easy to find a wife in Atlanta.
Well, it goes back to the emotional wellness piece.
So give
You
me
know,
an
you'll
example
go
of a
out with
woman that
somebody,
doesn't have emotional wellness. Like, give me an example.
childhood trauma, because, okay, this is what usually happens, okay? And I'm not saying this is everybody, but some people have their own experiences, right? You start dating somebody and everything's great, and then it's like you don't really know somebody until something stupid happens. So something changes or something happens in their lives, or something happens between me and her, or something happens in my life. Next thing you know, you actually get an opportunity to see what type of person that is. And the person that I end up seeing, I am not really attracted to anymore.
They're not.
The last woman I the last woman I dated, everything was great, right?
Mhm.
And I come to find out that everything being great wasn't her. She was putting on a front. And once she got comfortable, the real her came out, and I started seeing a totally different person.
Okay.
So
So
that's what I kind of see.
got you, Aaron. You don't have to answer this question, but I'm gonna ask. When was the last time you
Hmm.
was intimate with a woman?
What, 4 or 5 days ago?
4 or 5 days ago, Mr. Life Coach.
What the
What's wrong with
hell?
that?
Okay,
I'm
so okay,
dating.
so the woman
I'm
that
single.
the woman you dated the woman you slept with 4 or 5 days ago. Why can't you be in a relationship with her?
We're
Because she
not
wears weed.
compatible. But sometimes when people aren't compatible, they still have a great friendship. So there's people who have, great friendships, and, y'all hang out, you know?
Th-
Not saying it's right, but I'm single and she's single.
does she want a relationship, or she likes being single too?
She's like being single too,
Okay, so you guys, neither one of y'all want to be in a committed relationship with each other.
with each other. Right, right, right. Because I have certain things I'm looking for in particular, and she has certain things she's looking for in particular. And we just have a better friendship versus, being in a relationship. Because I don't believe in forcing
Every
nothing.
now and then you bump
Does the woman
pelvises.
have to be in Atlanta?
Yeah, he's okay with the 90% of the time a woman had a wig on, because some things just ain't compatible. But he can bump pelvis with her. Yeah, that's it.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Can y'all tell me what I missed? Since my phone overheated, and
Oh,
that was it. And I have it on an ice pack now, so hopefully we won't have this problem. But
poor
what did I
baby.
miss? I know,
All
right?
right.
I'm telling you, life don't like me this year. 2022 is not going to be Ruby's year. Trust, okay?
Well, he
Oh,
just had sex a few days ago, but that woman, he can't be in a relationship because he's dating. So I guess when you're dating, you're just supposed to smash, everybody you date. I
Wow.
don't know how you find the one you're supposed to, be with if you're smashing everybody that you're dating. I think dating is for dating, not for having sex with people you don't know.
Right. Thank
well,
you.
he said that they just not compatible. That was his excuse.
But they can
And
bump
he also
pelvises.
he also said that his last relationship was 2 years ago, because he was busy building his business.
Hmm. Yeah, no. Listen, y'all got this life. Y'all have life twisted. Okay, sex is not supposed to be part of the getting to know you process. And back when it wasn't part of the getting to know you process, guess what? People were getting married at far higher rates. Okay, and they were staying happily married and happily satisfied for the most part within their marriage bed. Why? Okay, I'm gonna explain something to y'all that seems to be lost. Okay, you don't have to test drive the merchandise before you marry it. Why? Well, you have to have discussions, okay? You have to understand each other's likes and dislikes and stuff like that, because you might be really very different. Like if he really likes role play and that freaks you out, and you really like, you're a total exhibitionist and BDSM only, and that freaks out. Okay, y'all aren't going to be compatible then because you like different things. But if you guys are in the same category as far as what you like ish, right? Um, you don't need to test out the merchandise. And the reason why you don't is because, in essence, sex is about two people connecting with each other. So, generally, then, through the conversation and building with each other and teaching each other about each other's bodies, you're going to be able to have a wonderful, very fulfilling sex life without ever having tested the merchandise ahead of time. That's it. Because in essence, as long as you build, y'all have love, you have respect, and you have trust between the two of you, and you both have a willingness to understand and learn each other, then what do you need to, you know what I mean? That's really all of the components of having a good sex life, right? Testing it out first and seeing if you automatically connect. How is, like, why do you, that doesn't work. You know why it doesn't work? Because you have no idea why it's working. So then as soon as y'all fall off and it's not the same spark and you're not getting the same pleasure, you're going to think something went wrong instead of realizing that no, it doesn't just magically happen and then maintain itself. You have to work at it. And if something falls off in your sex life, it means you're doing something in your outside of the bedroom life that you need to fix between the two of y'all. Like, it's just like, this is not hard. For a life coach, he should know and understand that. I don't get it. I don't get how this man can call himself a life coach. And he has just bitterly failed. Well, you know what? I do understand. I do.
Yeah.
You know what happens, Shar? There is a person, I ain't gonna name no names. I did name the name earlier, but I ain't gonna name no names now. And this person has not only gotten massive in a very short period of time in the Black YouTube sector, or in the manosphere sector, he's gone mainstream. If I remember correctly, he has over 1 million subscribers. And he is all about the dating, relationship, image consulting, so on and so forth, like, despite the fact, and the high value life, despite the fact that he has had no success in any of the above. So he's basically taught everybody that you don't actually have to have knowledge or success in any of these fields. No credentials in any of these fields in order for you to be successful doing this.
Yeah,
That's
just
it.
a glitch. That's about, as long as you got a glitch, you good.
Right,
What the
right.
heck just happened here? Somebody sleeping in my bed, baby.
Right? Yeah, I mean, that definitely showed us. Listen, you're living in a bachelor style apartment, probably, right? Because otherwise, why would you take that risk? To record right there, we might hear some snoring or something, or he might get up in his sleep and say something. No, you live in a bachelor style pad, so you're not high value. You know what I mean? You have all of your credentials that validated your high valueness have been disproven in a variety of mainstream interviews, right? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't. And see, that's what I'm saying. That one person has told all of these idiots, right, that they can just do the same thing. And now that's what they're going to do, right? I bet you he don't even work.
He works at being a coach. He said that's how he makes his money. Sorry you missed that part. He did say that's how he makes his money.
Exactly. Works at being a coach.
I wonder how many men are giving him money for their coaching, or a majority of his
It's just
clients
women.
I bet it's
just women.
just women. Ladies,
Because
hold on to your money.
Because men want some coochie, and he doesn't have the power to figure that out. So
No.
the women, he just get emotional support by listening to him and give him some attention. So that's where he
Yep.
gets his money from.
Yep. To them, good-looking guy, right? Telling them that they're special and that they're beautiful and that, any man would be lucky to have them. Yeah, a lot of women would pay for that, right? The way that men would pay for a stripper or a prostitute, right? Women might not pay for that, but they would pay for that validation, right? So, absolutely.
All right, let's play some more here. Woo, here we go.
I'll say no. She doesn't have to be in Atlanta. It'd be a lot easier for her to be in Atlanta, but no, I'm okay with that. If she's not.
Could she have kids?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have kids? Do you want more kids, or are you done with that?
I don't want any more kids unless she's like, she would have to be really, really somebody if for me to have more kids with her. But overall, I would say no. So
Overall,
somebody who has kids, somebody who's been married before, preferably, I'm good with that.
okay. Do you have an appearance besides no wig preference?
Um, I just believe in a natural woman. So no wigs, no eyelashes, you know. And when I say no, I mean you're not dependent on that stuff. Like if you go to a ball, you can put all that stuff on because I understand that's how it is. But just your everyday life, if you're just a person that always have to wear a wig and eyelashes and all that stuff, I'm not into it. And a woman who actually goes to the gym on a normal basis, like she has to have a lifestyle of being in the gym.
Okay. So she has to have a lifestyle being in the gym. She can't wear wigs all the time. Lashes all the time. Okay. Okay.
She's emotionally stable.
She's emotionally stable. So Aaron, my question
Mhm.
is now, what's the age range you want to date?
Between I would say 30 to let's say 45, something like that.
30 to 45. Okay, 30 to 45. All right, Aaron, why would
Mhm.
women be lucky to be with you?
I have been married before and we have a great relationship to this day. So from a body of work standpoint, I'm a great father and I can get along with exes. You know, some people will say my ex is this and my ex is that. No, I get along with my exes fine, and I've been married before, and there's no resentment, there's no anger, there's no baby mama crap. You know what I'm saying? So my life is
The
pretty
kids are
great.
grown.
You know, I have time now. So yeah, life is pretty good. You know, once the business started turning into something big, yeah, I got time to date now.
Okay. So, and then I can't remember, but you said you're okay with a woman having children already.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Preferably from a marriage.
Oh, she had to be married.
Preferably.
So, ex-wives. Not a woman that has a child and never was married?
I wouldn't exclude them, but that is a preference. But I would entertain somebody who's pretty dope. So yeah.
Okay. All right, this is Aaron in Atlanta, 45. He has 2 kids. They're grown, 24 and 27. He's a Pisces, right? Okay, I think I had Aries at one point in time. He is a life coach. He'll date between 30 to 45. You don't have to be in Atlanta. You heard his preferences, child. You can't wear a wig every day. You can't be dependent on it. He likes natural. You got to have a lifestyle with him. If you have a child, he prefers that you were an ex-wife. If not, he won't exclude you, but he has a preference that you. Can you explain that to me? Why
They're probably bump pelvises with if you weren't an ex-wife.
Can you pause it, Sharp?
Because you got to look at.
Okay. And I know y'all caught at least some of my story, but the point is, listen, men are saying this stuff about I don't want to wig and blah blah blah, and then when you try to push them on why, right? They really honestly can't. And we'll just put natural beauty, but it's because she worships whiteness. No, that's a load of bull. Okay, listen, I understand shedding hair is annoying. It's true, right? The fake hair stuff can be expensive. But really, at the end of the day, what bothers these guys is what they like to call the wizardry of it all, right? Is that a woman can make her face look so dramatically different and so attractive, and then he wakes up next to her and she'll look nothing like she did last night, right? But here's the thing. Y'all say you don't like it, but you keep picking those women and you keep giving them the validation and attention. And as long as you only see her with the fake hair and the makeup and whatever, so she looks like your dream porn star or video star girl or whatever, you're going to keep giving her the validation, attention, and the lifestyle she wants. So y'all are full of it. Like, it's a total lie to say, oh, no. Women, I don't know why you guys do this stuff. They do it because it's getting them the male validation and attention. And when they take it off, they're not getting it. Right? Like, even what he's saying, oh, well, but she can do it sometimes. No, because you know what? You know that's the girl you're picking. You're picking the girl who has the weave, the wig, the lashes, the makeup, the
So
bustier,
what if
the
the woman
BBL
said,
lips.
What if the woman said, well, you know what? I want a man who, if he has a George Jefferson cut, I'd like for him to let it shine through. Don't shave your head. I want to see that hole in your natural.
Mhm.
I want you to be natural. Don't be shaving it off. Don't do the Michael Jordan. Don't shave your head. I want to see you how
Mhm.
you really are. You know, don't
Right.
don't don't do all of that. I mean, they would look at her like she was crazy. But the reason why a man would do that is basically for his appearance. He doesn't like the way that looks. So it's okay for a woman not to like the way that she looks and want to enhance her beauty. And but there's a problem with that if she puts a wig on her, if she wears weave or attaches anything to her head that didn't grow out the scalp. But you're hiding something when you shave your head. Wow, what a
Right.
double standard.
Right. Or when you grow a beard to hide a weak chin, or a double chin, right? Like, let's not pretend that men are doing the same stuff, they just do it differently and they have less options, okay? Because when they got the male weave going on, and it is going on now, right? Yo, men are jumping all over that. They're getting their male weave and getting braids and whatever, right? Let's come on, y'all are just jealous. Be real. Um, but my whole thing, I wanted to ask, who was it? The Broke Genius. So you said that we should look up the story of Home Depot and fake it till you make it. And I would love you to explain your point regarding that, because I wasn't 100% clear how the story of Home Depot relates to a guy who is too lazy to work a real job, or to develop any type of real skills or credentials. And so instead he sits on YouTube and preys on weak, lonely, vulnerable people, pretending he can help them, fix their life, like Yanla, when he knows he has no ability or skills to do so. So I just want to know how those two things connect.
All right.
Mhm.
Carry on.
All right.
Can you explain that to me? Why an ex-wife with children and not just a woman that was never married?
Because you got to look at if you actually required the man to marry you before y'all actually had kids. To me personally, that's huge, because people say they want to get married or whatever, but I don't think they put in the effort to be married. So therefore, they don't end up married. But once you put together a set of requirements for yourself, certain amount of standards, and if a guy doesn't want to marry you, you leave the dude alone instead of staying with somebody for like 5, 6 years, hoping it happens, and next thing you know, boop, you're pregnant. You actually have a certain amount of standards and requirements for yourself, and you like, I'm not just going to give my womb away to just anybody. You got to marry me first. I think that means a lot. To us men, it does.
To us men, okay, okay, all right, Aaron. So
Really?
listen,
Because he married his wife.
I like your face.
But
I think you pissed some ladies
she gave
off.
her womb away first.
Right.
Then he married.
Ooh, he fine. Ooh, he fine. Man, whatever. The comments, they was giving you heart eyes in the beginning. Now they giving you red flags.
And you looking real cute with your natural hair.
Let me say, I was okay. First of all, I received that. Thank you.
Her hair ain't
I'm
natural.
in Atlanta. There's a woman who does my natural hair in Atlanta that I trust with it. But in my worlds, in my reality, it's just not easy for me to adhere to. Now, one thing I will say, you want a woman with a lifestyle
Her hair's not
with
natural.
the
I
gym,
don't
right?
understand.
There's no way I can maintain this look and be in the gym all the time. Like my hair
Girl,
just
thank
isn't that
you.
type of great hair.
Right?
Thank you.
So
That
for
crescent
me,
curl will
wigs
draw
for my
right up.
personal lifestyle, it's just so much more convenient for all that I do. And I'm a woman that goes to the gym. So sometimes I think men, I understand what you're saying. You have your right to your preferences, right? I'm never going to challenge you on your preferences. But I know for me, it's like, I can't be in the gym and rock my natural hair. You're going to have to pick one or the other. Because I just can't, I will not be able to maintain both. Like I told I was like, I'm getting braided on Monday because I'm going to the gym on Sunday. It's like, what you going to do, right? It's women that can work out and abide by your preferences. I'm sure of it. I'm sure you'll find what you desire.
No,
The ponytail and be good.
no.
But I understand.
Straight hair is not natural on Black women.
I
Stop
get
it.
it.
What's your hair, boy? Ain't I here? Nothing I got to say. my god. Aaron, you keep me posted. I know women gonna reach out to you because you got an attractive face. So they're definitely gonna be in your DMs. And you are articulate. So even if you rub some the wrong way, you probably rubbed a lot of the right way. So keep me posted how it goes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All
What's
right.
your IG name?
Oh, it's I am underscore Mr. Let Go. MrLetGo. MrLetGo.
All right. Thank you, boo.
I am underscore Mr. Let Go. All right, have a good one.
His name is I am underscore Mr. Let Go. It's easy to remember. I am underscore Mr. Let Go. He a life coach. He wants you to have your life. One more thing, Aaron. You a life coach.
Mhm.
Why she gotta have a life together? Ain't that your job to get her life together?
Well, that's funny. I'm not going to coach you and then be with you. I want to see, this is important. I want to see what you do with your own life so I can pay attention to what I'm dealing with. So if somebody that I'm dating, I'm not going to turn around and coach them because they're in their journey of trying to find themselves. So I'm just going to be in a way of them finding themselves. So I want somebody that has been through therapy or been through some type of healing, you know, forgave whoever hurt them or whatever. Because somebody hurt all of us at some point, right?
Stop
Forgive
it.
all of that stuff, right? And then be ready to date, just like when.
Stop it. No. So what you're trying to say then, right? So, well, I'd just be in the way of someone finding themselves. So then what you're saying then is your job is a bad one and you shouldn't be doing it at all, right? Because wouldn't you just be getting in the way of everyone finding
Or his
themselves then?
job is just to give them a map and let them find their own way. Here's your map to life. You go out and you find it, and then come back
Right.
and let me know what you found.
Right. You're paying that man for validation and attention because what he's saying is, I'm not going to help you or coach you in any way because then I'm just getting in the way of you developing your own progress. That's what he said, right? I know he was talking about in a relationship,
Yeah.
but think about it. If you are helpful, if you're a good life coach, right? Okay, so I know someone who's an organizer, okay? They literally, you hire them, they come in and they organize your life for you. They make your all of your stuff is all over the place by the time they're gone. Man, you got proper storage, both hidden storage and visible storage and whatever, and everything has a place and all of a sudden you have so much room. They when they are doing their home is organized as hell. They already have that stuff. And when they come up with new ideas, they try it out in their own home before they give it to clients. But if you're a friend of that person, right? They will not stand by and watch you create chaos in your life without saying something, right? Because you're a friend, so they're gonna actually just offer you the advice for free. They're not gonna sit there and like fix your whole life for free, right? But they're gonna offer you some advice for free, as far as like they're at your house and whatever, and they'll just make a friendly suggestion. They can't help themselves because it's their calling. It's what you do really well, and
Right.
you see your friend who you care about, so you want to help them do really well too, right? So how is it that this man's gonna? Well, but when I'm dating, yeah, because you don't coach your own life, and so you can't coach anyone else's life.
Right.
You
I mean,
can't,
if you are in a relationship, you relate. So
right?
that person is dealing with something. You just, oh, you supposed to have all that together. I'm,
Right,
yeah, I want to be a husband. I want a wife, but no, I'm not gonna deal with that part right there. You get that figured out, and then I'll fall into place. I mean, what is this?
right. Call me when your life is already perfect, right? Like, wait, what?
This is
And you'll
crazy.
never
No,
get that call. Nobody, there's no such thing as perfect.
no,
Perfect is an ideal, you know,
no.
and not
Mm-hmm.
everybody's gonna match that. Not everybody's gonna, replicate what your ideal of perfect is. And he's
Right,
not even matching his own, ideal of what perfect is. It's only perfect if your kids, came from a marriage. But if they were outside of a marriage, that's not perfect. But his kids were born out of wedlock, and
right,
he then decided to marry her, you
So
know.
right.
now it's perfect.
And then they divorced when they were young. So he had kids. He had kids as a kid, as a teenager. He said he got married as a teenager, and then he got divorced at 22 because they were young. There's no reason why they broke up. It just didn't work out at 22. That
But you can
that's all he
call
has.
his ex because all his exes they would have nice things to say. He had no problem with them.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
still friends today.
Hmm.
1-800
Right?
call my ex. Yeah.
Right. What?
What?
Congratulations. You can co-parent effectively, I guess. Or like, dude, this guy is a total fraud. He's a total fraud. And it upsets me how many frauds we have in on these streets selling this BS to our honestly our young people, right? Because like old people are not, well, some are, but
Well,
for the
yeah.
most part, right?
I
Be
would hope
surprised
not.
who don't. It's a whole lot of folks don't get out much. So
That's
yeah.
that's
That's
true.
true.
But you know what? I'll say this also. Something happened to the Zennial generation. I guess he is a little young for his age, so I guess this strikes him too. Where the men, in our generation started thinking suddenly that marriage was something that was like a reward for having achieved life. Okay. And all the things that you should have in life, business, success, stable finances, whatever. And so all of a sudden, there was this drastic shift where you don't get married and then build a solid foundation in a life together. You stay single and build that solid foundation in that life by yourself, and then find a wife to plug into it, right? Um, and that's not the way marriage is supposed to be utilized. And so groups that know how marriage is supposed to be utilized, they try to get their kids married off as quickly as possible, as young as possible. Why? Because
Yeah.
as the research that I keep bringing up points out, you are 40% more successful when you're married in comparison to your non-married counterparts, men. You have to look at the research. And this is at any stage in life. When
Mm-hmm.
they measure other 20-year-olds, okay, if you're 20 and then measure other 20-year-olds, and the only difference between these two 20-year-olds is one is married and one is not. The one who's married is on average 40% more successful, okay? Or 30-year-olds or 35-year-olds. Doesn't matter the job, the field, the career, they match all of that stuff, okay? So you're not supposed to build your business and build your life in every other way until you're 45, 50, 55, and then think, okay, I'm ready for marriage now. That's not actually the best way to do things. It's the slowest way to do things. It's the most difficult way to do things. Marriage is supposed to be about us building together. You're building a foundation, a family, a legacy together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why don't we understand that anymore? It's crazy.
He needs to let go. Let me play the rest of this foolishness.
Mhm.
And I do mean foolishness.
Foolishness.
Foolishness. Mhm.
Me, I spent like about 2.5 years without being in a relationship. I dated, I dated whatever, but I made sure to live out the thing that I actually want from a woman. So because I used to just stay in a relationship and all that stuff, and I just realized like, I got to pay attention to my priorities. So now then my priority was building my business, and I don't need a woman around me while I'm counseling women, because I mainly counsel women. So I don't need all that, because that would have been a
Have you
distraction.
ever dated somebody you coached?
Never,
Never.
never will,
Never will.
never.
Okay,
Kendra broke that
I
Mm-mm.
think
down well.
I admire that if that's
Mhm.
true.
Yeah,
Okay. And now, is that a rule of yours that once you coach a woman, you would not date her?
it just doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm not even going to say that. If I coach a woman and
Of
she's
course it
just out here in
doesn't.
the world, there's a certain type of friendship or a bond that I would not like disturb. Does that make sense?
It does.
He
But you
can't
are
do his
interested in
job
women that are
well.
watching,
That's
right?
what.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes,
All
yes.
right. So,
Yeah.
ladies, if you want to get to know Aaron, you know what to do. Go to his DMs, go to his comments. Let's see what it does.
All right, have a good
You
one.
too. Bye, Aaron, baby.
Bye.
No. See, Kendra read that all the way. Kendra read that all the way. She said, listen, no, you at the end of the day, and I'm telling you, this is what it is. This man is not good at his job. The end. He knows he's not good at his job. So at the end of the day, he's not going to date someone that he was coaching, because he knows that he left them just as broken as they came. Right? So
Didn't
he
fix
knows how to fix
anything.
them. Yeah. You know how to fix nothing. Like, dude, oh my God, this is, oh, sure. Oh, this guy was just, oh, like,
Yeah. It was painful because you just know there's just no honesty there. You listen, you're like, wait a minute. You're
Mm-hmm.
like, is he kidding? Oh no, he's
Right.
serious.
Well, you
Right.
know what? I think with a woman that he's coaching, he would get a lot more transparency from her than he would just from a woman he's dating. No woman that you're dating is going to sit up there and bare her soul to you. She's going to wait and she's going to hold back and she's going to be very careful. When you're coaching someone, they're like, okay, I'm paying you. So here, let me just tell you everything. It started when I
Mm.
was 17. So the
Yeah.
woman that you're coaching, you're going to know so much more about her deep and dark, issues because she's looking for
Yeah.
some help. Whereas the woman you're dating, she's going to be a little bit more refined, a little bit more poised, and you're going to have to get to know that woman to find out where her cracks are because she's just not going to lead with those. The woman you're coaching is going to lead with her cracks like, oh my God, this is what it is,
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yep, that's a good point. And this man doesn't understand things like that, right? So, because again, he's looking for literally some perfect woman, even though he's clearly not perfect and he can't attract the perfect woman, which is what Kendra was saying in the last video. Like, dude, water seeks its own level. The reason why you can't find great women, perfect women, the perfect woman for you, these women who fulfill all these things, is because those women, A, they're not even on your radar, right?
Mm-hmm.
The tactics that you're thinking about and whatever don't draw in that kind of woman. Um, the things you're looking for that you're attracted to, um, it's not attached to that kind of personality of woman. And you, as a person, as an individual, right? Your brokenness, right, is not going to be attractive to that kind of woman. She's
Right.
looking for a husband. She's looking for a man. She's looking for stability and people like men who understand things like, well, no, women get emotional and I'm supposed to be there to rock in the storm, not fix yourself, right? I'll be here when
See, the
when
one
you
thing
die.
that's missing when he's coaching a woman, it's really a one-sided thing. She's actually giving him everything. He's not telling her crap about, where his cracks are. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
dating someone and you guys are both having an even exchange, you're trying to, get to know this woman. She wants to get to know you. She wants to know what makes you tick as well. Because there's no
Mm-hmm.
woman walking, that should think that there's any man, no matter how great he is, no matter how good he looks on paper, that he's perfect. This dude
Mm-hmm.
has some issues as well. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
She probably got some issues as well. But it's based on the thing is that everybody has issue. The difference between one person to the next is how those issues, display themselves in your life.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know, um,
Mm-hmm.
if you have abandonment issues, are you clingy?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you someone who's out of control? Those things will be displayed. And you
Mm-hmm.
know what? You can only show your representative for so long before the true
Mm-hmm.
you is going
Yep.
to come out. So when
Yep.
this dude is saying, "Oh well, I'm not looking for anybody because I'm trying to build my business, but I've dated." Basically, when he says I've dated, I'm going to put up the quotation, the air quotation. I'm still having sex, you know,
Right.
with women that
Uh-huh.
I have no intention on being with. So basically, you're having sex with women you have no intention on being with. So, essentially, those are throwaway women to you because I wouldn't dare get with this woman. She's just having, sex with me. We're not even in a committed relationship. I wouldn't get with a woman like that, but you'd have sex
Mm-hmm.
with her.
Right. And
You
then
Right.
she'll end
you
up getting pregnant and oh well she made bad decision because
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
gave
She
up her
probably
womb.
made the bad decision, but
Mm-hmm.
you were just quote unquote dating her, which translates into, F in her, you
But
know.
Right.
I'm single. What's wrong with that? I'm
I can
single.
date if I'm
Mm-hmm.
single. That means I can have sex. So okay, so you want to meet a woman who's also dating the same way that you're dating. So that means she's having sex with guys that she has no intention on being in relationships with. What would
Mm-hmm.
you classify a woman like that? He's gonna have a certain class for a woman like that.
Yeah.
Mm. Yep.
A
And
certain
see,
judgment for that type of a woman.
right. And see, here's the thing. And I don't care. Listen, gentlemen, we talk all the time, and we totally validate ancientness in women. So let's talk about this for a second. The men who outrightly lie about their intentions and how they see you, what their plans are, and that you're in them, and that they love you, and blah blah blah. right? Because they want to be able to get into your panties, because they're tired of wearing a condom, because they want to come inside of you, because it feels good in the moment, right?
Oh
So
my God,
what
Ruby,
happens,
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you
right?
said that because you know what? Let's just break it down. Let's just break down the real. That's the real of it. You know, they
Mhm.
do want you to trust them so that they don't have to wear a condom, so that
Yep.
they can't come in you because it
Hmm.
feels better. It feels
Right.
better.
Yep. And they
But if
don't
you
listen
get
to the
pregnant, it's your
repercussions.
fault. It's your
Yeah,
fault.
because they're not listening to the repercussions of what they're saying. Here's the thing. So the woman's going to say to you, no, we got to wear a condom, whatever, and be like, baby, come on, I want to be with you forever, and blah, 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 blah. You're not listening to what was between the lines. Between the lines was, I don't believe in abortion. So if I get pregnant, I'm having a baby. So then you making all these, I love you, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Of course, I'm going to marry you one day, baby. Promises to her. She's connecting all that together and saying, okay, fine, don't wear the condom. And then if I get pregnant, then I guess we'll just get married right away. That's what she's thinking, right? Instead of
Uh-huh.
instead of waiting as we plan and build together. And then she gets pregnant, and you go, oh hell no, I didn't know, I didn't want to be with you.
Hmm. Ain't that about something?
Right.
But that's what actually being said. And your phone may be overheating because I do not hear you, Ruby.
Ruby, she
We do
leave us.
not hear you. So hopefully it cool off so you can continue. I think it's because she changed her name, as you mentioned.
You know what? She's had nothing but trouble since she became Ratchet Ruby. You know what? You need to come
Yeah.
back with classic Ruby because this Ratchet is just not your cup of tea, sis. Not your cup of tea.
Yeah. May try that for 2023, but 2022, just, hold off and we'll try it next year.
I agree with that. I agree with that. This guy, I don't know. He just irritates my soul. He just really irritates my soul because he tries to come off so genuine, but
Hmm.
then when he opens his mouth, all of this bull crap comes out. And it's like, wait a minute, what is that I smell? It's like, dude, stop talking.
Yeah,
Stop
and
talking.
and that's the thing I'm pointing out, that women can pick up on it. And a lot of guys think that it's all cool because they speak slower, or they'll ask questions like, well, why would you say that? Well, could you be wrong? Oh, I don't know why you would say that. But that doesn't change anything. We smell it. You're not genuine, and we're telling you. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that she said it, but he didn't take it like that because he ended up doing a stream saying something about she was mean to him or some BS. So he could even take that. So when
No,
he want
she's too strong and independent. She was too strong and independent of her opinion.
and even when he asked her, he said, I don't know why you would say that. She said, I'm explaining to you why
She
I'm
sure
saying
did. She was very straightforward. She was very straightforward.
it. Right. And she knew what was going on, and it was obvious. I mean, you're gonna DM and, oh, I came I just want to pay homage. Pay homage? This woman ain't do
You did
nothing but
one
have a
last
darn
stream. Yeah.
show. What are you talking about? Pay homage? Oh, and and then to be honest, once you do that one, you just forfeited everything you said before that. No, I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. And then a little bit later, well, to be honest, I'm like, oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There you go. And
You gotta
we
watch out when
hear
somebody
those
leaves
things.
there. Well,
We
to
hear,
be honest, that equals
yeah,
lie, lie, lie.
right. And we actually hear that. We're paying attention. But they don't think so.
No,
All right, Ruby, you got 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh. See if you can say something.
here she is.
I'll let you go ahead.
Is classic Ruby back?
Uh-oh, nope.
Sorry, I'm on my computer now, so I had to update my name real fast because yeah, the phone just shut off altogether. It just decided it's not
Yeah,
even trying to
Okay.
try anymore. I don't know. I guess we need
no
a new phone.
worries.
Yeah, but yeah, no. At the end of the day, right? Like the hypocrisy that's coming out of this guy is just astronomical, and he doesn't even hear it or see it. But he's a life coach. Like,
He's oblivious to it.
yeah, he's entirely oblivious, which means at the end of the day, like I think honestly, in a way though, this guy's lying. I actually do believe that he wants love. I think he's just like all of the incels that can't find what they want or can't get what they want, and they actually don't know why or how, right? So they showed up in this space. The space told them it's the women's fault, right? And didn't tell them about stuff that they could do to work on them and change them and draw in a different energy and whatever. And then, like I said, he saw the others capitalizing on that exactly, capitalizing on the fact that these guys don't know anything. So whatever you tell them is true, they're going to believe you. And then he said, "Hey, wait a minute. The women, the women are coming too. Wait a minute. This is profitable. Women like to actually pay money." And then that was it. Now he's a life coach. And he's the life coach, and I think he's secretly trying to learn the answers. So like who was it? It was Fake and Fraud. um they reached out to the guy who actually has, like, he's a dating coach, and he shows proof in life of the tactics he uses on women, and like, he films secretly in clubs and stuff so you can see him picking up women and whatever, and says he has a body count over 1,000. Now the important part about this is that before Fake and Fraud got really popular, they reached out to him and asked him questions. "Hey, you're a level 7 and I'm only a level 3, and I'm hoping you can help me figure out this and that and the next thing and whatever," right? That's kind of what this guy is doing. Hey, Kendra, why do you think women keep their pages private? Right? Give me the answer so that way I can then do a video in 3 months and pretend I knew it all along, and yeah, and teach the women that I'm coaching something else, right? Like, that's what he's doing. I'm almost positive that that's what he's doing. He's just trying to use Kendra and probably other
He
platforms too.
absolutely is. He absolutely is. If he coaches women, that means he comes in contact with a lot of women. You couldn't easily ask the women, do a survey of the women that you coach. Hey, I want to do survey, and of women who have private pages, what would you say, your reason, the reason would be for these women to have a private page. So
Right.
it's not like he doesn't know a lot of women, but he wants to latch on to Kendra. Kendra, I need to know from you why
Right.
women have a private page.
Yep.
Yeah,
If
I
you
know your
notice when she
show is
talked to
about
him,
dating, but hey,
mhm,
I'm gonna just talk about, how to cook.
Right. Yep. Educate me, give me the answers that are popular with your viewers so that way I can sell them the same answers. Like, I think that's ultimately what this whole entire thing is, and that's what he's hoping to get, right? Uh, and it's a sad attempt. And then I don't know, because she mentioned that people informed her, and the only way you
Yeah.
could inform on a guy is if you've seen him do it in multiple places. So I think he's
Yep.
been doing this across the
oh
streets
yeah,
and
he's
on
been
other
around.
platforms. Yep. Right, trying to get their understandings and their tactics, the things that's making them popular with their viewers, right, is your opinion. So he's trying to steal those opinions, and then he's going to package them and sell them to you for the low cost of only 3 payments of $49.99.
Oh no,
Free shipping, everyone. If you
Yeah.
pay now.
Right. Come
no,
on.
thank you.
Okay, Psycho Candy, I like that one. He found one 20 years ago or 20
Mhm.
some years ago. He can find another one. That's right.
That's
Mhm.
true.
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't been married since then, you know, but he uses
Mhm.
the excuse that he's trying to build his umpire, his umpire.
Right. No, we
Well,
gotta address this. Well, we gotta address this, y'all. Hold on.
All right, well, go
Show
ahead.
this. People do practice hypergamy and hop from one to the other. Yes, people do, but the way that it is portrayed in these streets is bull. Okay? The very large majority of women are not hypergamous in the way that it's being sold to in these streets. Like, women are all just monkey branching, right? Women are all just looking for how much can they get from you? How much do you earn? And they're just evaluating men based on that. And so if you have X amount of dollars, then you can get that kind of girl. That's not true. It's never been true. It's never going to be true. Okay? we can pretend that it's true, but at the end of the day, if a woman is with you because of your bank account, right, then she's not with you. She's using you until the actual man she wants comes along. Um, and that actual man she wants is not going to be about hypergamy. It's not going to be about how much money he makes and blah blah blah. It's going to be about other factors. Okay, like they've been talking about in these streets fake and fraud messed up again. This time with a famous person, so that was stupid. With Asian doll, and the whole point was is Asian doll called them mean. Y'all are mean. You so mean. But she said it with a smile in her voice and a smile on her face. And it was very flirtatious. Like it looked like the kind of thing a man is supposed to own that meanness, right? And now put you in your place a little bit, but with a little bit of smoothness and whatever. He would have had her number. That would have been it, right? But they don't understand women. They don't understand people. They don't understand dating. They don't actually understand. So they're
He was
teaching
strictly
you.
offended.
Right?
He
He
was
was just
strictly offended.
offended.
The minute she said, "What mean? Well, you just don't know." It's like he just had an instant
Yep.
attitude with her.
Right.
I was just like, dude, why are you so mad? And then some people were trying to say, oh, well, when you have like a podcast like that and people are carrying on other, discussions while, you're having that conversation, they want you to be on topic, on discussion, and she just didn't like the way he came at her. She's like, dude, you mean,
Right.
you grown as hell. You're mean, and you about to get all mad and bent out of shape and go throw a tantrum because I called you mean?
Right.
When?
Right. That's the point. What did he say? She said, "You grown as hell, and you mad at this? This is ridiculous." And see that's why, and he could barely contain himself because he heard it and he knew it was right. I'm looking ridiculous, and he was pouting. He couldn't even make eye contact with her.
Yeah, he
Blah
was
blah blah.
upset. He
Right.
was steaming. You could just see the steam coming off his forehead. It's like,
Right.
calm down.
Right. And so when women don't pick him, right, then he can blame hypergamy. But it has nothing to do with hypergamy. It has to do with him having more immature, childish, feminine energy than she does.
Or
Right?
a
Look
crusty
at
attitude. Some dudes have crunchy, crusty attitudes, and women are not gonna, fold to that. It's like, damn, calm down.
Right. And that's what these guys don't realize. You know why it seems as though women are hypergamous, all of them? It's because when men this has to do with men and what the tangibles give them. So men who earn a lot of money and have a lot of respect at work and get themselves to a certain level of clout and position, they feel good about themselves, right? They develop a lot of confidence. They develop a certain comfort about themselves. All of the interactions and the positive interactions and succeeding at making deals and stuff, it makes them feel more quietly confident about interacting, and they pick up some tips as far as making jokes and this and that. So ultimately it has nothing to do with how much money they have. It has to do with what they developed internally as a result of the position of money that they have, right? But what she is liking is the way he speaks to her, the way he looks at her, the way he retorts when she makes a little joke or whatever it is, right? That's the thing that's getting her. Right? That's why we have struggle of it all. Right? Like, that's why we have struggle of at all. It's because it's not about the money, it's about the dude. And no, it's not about the D, y'all, because trust me, some of them women talking about the D and they in their struggle of for 25 years, that man is a pinky finger. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the size of the tool, because you know what? He knows how to do her right anyway. And that, like, y'all have to realize, right? Y'all have to realize, you're living in this magic land where, the average D size is not 6 inches, because it is, which means a very, very small proportion of dudes have 12 inches, and yet over 50% of women are married. So start using some logic, please and thank you. Damn. Just saying.
All right, ladies. Well, it has been a pleasure. Didn't take you long to sniff that out.
Right. Not long at all.
Yeah, and we discussed a lot, so that's good. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight and were able to see the things that we were able to see, as well as maybe some extra stuff. But men, just be genuine in your answers, because we smell it. We may not say anything, but when you don't get that return phone call and those type of things, that's because we smelled it. So
Right.
keep that in mind.
Yep.
Tell a friend.
Yeah. Right. Teach a coach that, because apparently none of them know. So just let them know. There you go.
Okay.
Hmm.
And tomorrow we will have article reactions, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It'll be first show of the year. So come on, tune in. Let's see what we got for you. And thank you so much for tuning in tonight and supporting the channel. Like, share, and subscribe, and all of that good stuff. And again, like I said, I hope to see you tomorrow for the show. And until then, peace.
Cheers, y'all.
Peace out, family.